there. I did think that UQU would win, having such great veterans there. But looking at Monash's record, um, they've done really well, and they've really challenged those big teams as well. So at this point, I could really put either of them, and it'd be the same. I wouldn't be sure. Um, yeah, I think it's anyone's game, and the predictions really, I think they stack up. It's a 50-50. It could be anyone's game to win here.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see how things will really work out here. But yeah, look, I'm keen to get into the game. I'm keen to see all of that action because both the teams seem to be quite keen and ready. The lobby's all prepared. Oregon is up on our plate, up first, and yeah, I'm genuinely keen for it all. Any kind of final predictions, maybe scoreline wise here, Spud?
Or overtime, or at least a 7-5. It's for sure. I think it'll be very, very close.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, we are just kicking things off for Oregon. It is going to be the beginning on attack for University of Queensland. So keen to see how that will really play it out. But yeah, thanks to Chatime as well, we are going to be getting right into it. For Chatime, it's, for those who don't know, it's a fresh, nice iced tea. You could try the new range today at the local stores, and it's the fastest growing iced tea franchise in Australia. So with that said, ban phase, Platinum to kick things off first. I'm assuming we are going to be expecting something across the lines of Thatcher, and well, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm even going to go out on a limb here and say they might ban Jackal next.
Ooh. That would be a spicy one, but look, I wouldn't be surprised if that would be the case. Maybe a BB, maybe a Jackal, heck, maybe even something like. No, I was about to say Blitz, but yeah, okay, Jackal will be the ban here. Obviously, it seems like UQ don't want to really deal with the pesky ROM clearer, so quite fair enough.
I'm gonna guess my ban here might help with that utility denial, just lowering the amount that they have to deal with, especially on a map like this. It's a Melusi ban, not a bad ban either. Very, very powerful to get rid of her. Those wobs can just be very, very annoying. So really looking forward to that nerf.
Yeah, look, getting rid of the Melusi charges is definitely going to make things a whole lot easier to go in for a very quick, very forced push for attack. So really a pretty solid idea. Last one to be banned out, I'm assuming, yeah, that's going to be Mira. The Spaniards, both of them, as a matter of fact, will be bullied out onto the sub bench yet again. Look, yeah, probably the only one that just even remotely caught me by surprise here is possibly just the Jackal ban, seeing as he's been kind of falling off in the general pick, seeing as some of the utility on other operators does provide a little bit more kind of context for the ban. But here, we'll just be seeing a very solid, very open setup for anything hard-breaching wise for the attack of UQ meme team. Whereas on the side of Monash Platinum, I mean, so far it's looking pretty solid. They got their bases covered, as well as that. Funnily enough, actually, Raj will be the one swapping out the Mozzie for a Valkyrie. What do you make of that one?
Well, I think they're going a lot more for that heavy intel game, rather than going for that intel denial. I think they've realized that maybe they're not going to put so much onto the roam here, maybe more of a anchor type hold. So that Valkyrie will really give them a lot of information to work with and just be able to slow down the attackers there. Also, there's a lot of places you can throw out Valcams here. They can be very powerful when placed outside. So I'm guessing maybe he might be going for one of those. And on the 6th pick, they might not expect it as well. So he might be able to get away with a few cheeky Valcam spots.
I'll definitely wouldn't go past the fact that there might be a few very nicely hidden Valcam spots. That setup, though, for the Crossfire, I'm definitely quite curious, because not only one of the walls into the walk-in closet has been actually left soft and actually opened up, we also have a few Crossfire positions into the attic, so I'm genuinely now quite curious to see what's actually the play here for Monash Platinum.
Yeah, opening up the attic can be very, a little bit dangerous. It can go both ways, because it means you can actually get pinched from this player who pushes into games here in this trophy area. But it also lets you hold onto the attic. And if they don't push attic hard, from the big tower side, it could mean whoever's playing in there just gets a free reign and gets also this additional crossfire here, as we have mentioned.
Oh boy, yeah, Woodsy actually has a perfect lineup deep into the side and could actually wreak quite some damage here. Obviously, Sporter also keeps an eye out there, but yeah, this is a very curious position to say at the very least, just given the fact how many sightlines there are and how many of those could go really either way. And already with the cutoff on the rotation, this could be a bit dangerous, not gonna lie.
Yeah, but UQU will be starting to work on this attic wall now. Usually I feel like teams just open it and don't really push down it because it is quite difficult with that very long angle. But Woodsy will be taken out by Aurea. That position we mentioned earlier will in fact give Reap a lot as he takes out the hard breacher. Woodsy taken off the board and those ace charges. It's going to be a big dent into UQU's attack.
Exactly, with only now Webrar being the hard breacher, it seems like the main option here is going to be the push for the possibly either the double window or the attic. And now that very opening that they've made from Trophy into the attic would actually be working out pretty well, seeing as that opens up a very nice possibility for a long angle to be held. So not a bad decision, although a bit of a coin toss. Sporter already taking quite some damage. So overall, Platinum actually holding out pretty well so far. I mean, 2 minutes already drained and one more is yet to go. So far, so good.
But if the attack is going to come anytime soon, it's going to be really fast. And UQU will have to do that in order just to get onto the site. They've got 45 seconds left to work with. Not really much progress has been made. In fact, a lot of them still outside, but they will be fallen. And Webrad does pick up another, but unfortunately he takes out, but fortunately for him, if anything, he takes out Aurea and manages to even out 3v3. Sogs takes out another, but 2 kills rapidly from Platinum, leaves it for a 1v2. He has a diffuser, but it's not enough. It's taken out, and Platinum win the first round.
Solid hold here, gotta say, as well as that the Valkyrie roaming out through the main lobby as well worked out perfectly well here. 2 very isolated gunfights were able to score some solid frags. So yeah, gotta give it to Monash Platinum, a very solid start for themselves on Oregon to kick off possibly quite a long best of 3 series. I mean, both of us do expect to see a very prolonged game. You've mentioned that you're expecting, if not an overtime, a 7-5 scoreline. So I definitely, I'm kind of setting myself up for quite a long run here.
Yeah, for sure. And Aurea definitely was the MVP there, I have to say, with that very interesting position in that trophy room. Again, as we mentioned, it's not something you usually hold, and we did see that sledge on the window cutting off his rotate, but he just didn't ever fall back. He just held his ground. He took 2 players out with him, and that really burned up a lot of the brunt of the attack from that particular direction, and really slowed down UQU at the end, especially where they were just forced to rush into the site because they're just, taken up so much time. So definitely well played by him, and he's going to be going onto the Goyo now. So maybe we'll see some interesting cooking going on. I think he'll make great use of that Vector SMG, and definitely lots of nasty headshots coming out.
Yeah, I mean, if not even for the headshots, just the sheer amount of bullets downrange that you can send with the Vector could certainly play quite a solid job. I do like to see, seeing how Platinum do rotate their operators. They are obviously bringing in solid setups, and it definitely looks like they've practiced even some of the lineups for different sites. I mean, bringing in both Momai and the Jaeger for this one, like you mentioned, the Goyo as well being brought on board, Tresp as well sitting on the smoke. The only one that really hasn't fully changed is Booney just sticking to the Kayet. And for now, I mean, you look at the top floor or even ground floor, not a whole lot of roam, or really for that matter, none whatsoever. So easy take on the ground floor for University of Queensland, and looking to get into and those breaches sorted as quickly as possible. Try to waste as little amount of time as possible, maybe.
Yeah, because wasting time is the name of the game here for Platinum. They have set up so much utility here, and it's going to be a pain just to clear through all this. You may have got the first 2 floors, but if you can't get onto the site, it's no use. Sox now looking to challenge this freezer angle, but deciding he's going to bug off, maybe a little too difficult. The UQU looks a little bit spread out now, kind of working their way down, trying to figure out what the best places to poke are. Big Dog also looking for a kill onto pillars. as Sporter is going to be challenging him from this pillar's angle as well.
Yeah, Sporter has a very solid position to really fall back onto, so should be able to have a very easy fallback as just pretty much on demand. Whereas right now for Oreo on the res, they will need to contest a very long angle here against the Zofia of Sogs and more. Sogs finally finding the shot onto Oreo, so that's the Goyo out of the equation, plus a C4, I believe. Sporter may just need to start rotating over, but for now it's actually Tresp holding the angle from the supply room. Another grenade comes around. It's PB2 that does find the shot. That's a fantastic one. More damage onto Tresp, and now the rotation actually starts coming out. Sporter is now the one to try to contest some of the angles, and this is the time when Arnie needs to go in for the push. This is where the big Ash play could really happen as well, especially crouch walk as well. We've known how deadly he can be, and there we go. Finally, Arnie does strike, will be holding an angle into electrical. Final man standing is Tresp. He tries to go in for the swing, actually plays a little bit of Splinter Cell here maybe, just trying to avoid being detected for the brief amount of time. But right now his barrel might have just stuck out around the doorway, and the moment Arnie's going to go in for the peak, this could be it. The diffuser's starting to get planted down, and yeah, there we go. Flawless round. UQ meme team will be the ones scoring this, and quite a solid bounce back, gotta say, overall.
Yeah, a flawless round to get that second round. Definitely very methodical and very precise. They really, kind of sussed out the defense Platinum had set up, and they kind of found the weak spots. They figured out where they need to poke, where they need to apply that pressure, and they did it very surgically. They took out, Oreo sitting in that laundry site, and then followed it up with not Sport, I believe. Sporter, yeah. No, it wasn't Sporter. It was PB. I can't remember. Whoever was sitting in freezer definitely died to a grenade. That's what I remember. The point is, very methodical there in clearing out for that back take. And then, of course, we had Arnie going for a solo push and taking out that Pillars player as well, making it extra difficult to hold on. So definitely very, very well done. And that's the type of siege we like to see here.
Most definitely, yeah. I definitely like to see the pace at which meme team was able to adapt to certain holds. And funnily enough, for Platinum, this means that they are going to be attempting to retry the hold in the laundry. Not a bad decision, although it does definitely beg for a question, say, if they would have intended to go for something like the dining and kitchen hold, or maybe meeting and kitchen, would that be considered kind of their desperate kind of attempt at holding, seeing as we still yet to see that picked, even though it's round 3. So a few questions already being asked, seeing as laundry, now that I kind of had a look at it, it definitely looks a little bit more standardized comparative to what we've seen on top floor. So maybe this is kind of a way of showing that Platinum kind of, yeah, they've practiced some of their operator picks, but that's about it, really.
Well, it doesn't matter if they what operator they pick, as Raj is going to be taken out by a nice headshot straight away onto that Vigil. That's all the roam presence instantly cleared with 0 impact onto that defense. So definitely a great pick by Sogs, and it means that UQU now have that control of those top 2 floors, and they can once again start applying this heavy pressure. But Booney is going to answer back and takes out Sogs, and once again that freezer push, but it's not going to work out this time as it's down back to a 4v4.
Yeah, a little bit of a overly aggressive push there by Sogs, which ends up getting shut down pretty well. 4v4, like you've mentioned, is still very workable for both teams, as a matter of fact. Full control of the bunker. There's a crossfire as well against Arnie this time, but we do see some more pressure being applied from above. The main hole hatch being opened up, the meeting hole about to be opened up, and no contention whatsoever, no contention of the angle into electrical, meaning the Maverick will get a free real estate really at some of these peaks. PB2 might be able to lobby yet another grenade, but that is if he has enough information about the positioning of the Kayed.
Right, just a lot of pressure being applied here now as they're kind of waiting for these mistakes to come out, for these aggressive peaks that would not be in the defender's advantage here. PB2 now looking for these, once again, these picks pre-firing now. Tress is in a bit of a pickle here. He is being pressured and with those flashbangs, but he's going to go for a quick rotate. He's got a shield to work with. Grenade flies out, but he will be able to counter back with a smoke grenade and once again stall out this attack.
There we go. Already a bit of a trade coming out. Oreo does manage to trade out Arnie, so we're back to a 3v3, but a minute remaining. The push needs to happen. PB has a very important job here to try to win out that gunfight, but no, it's Booney to actually come out victorious, although it did take quite a chunk of damage. Booney finding a triple already, but gets shut down. Woodsy is the last man standing. 1v2 with 45 seconds remaining. Doesn't have any more of the air jab, so right now it's all down to his wits and trying to stick through, but no, does go down to the smoke grenade, and that's an unfortunate way for him to die out. But this is definitely, I'm liking kind of the back and forth play between the two teams, being able to adapt to each other's play styles, and definitely a much closer contention in round number 3.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried for them at the start, seeing them lose their early roamer and then once again reverting to this kind of very turtle-based defense. But I have to say, this time they did manage to stall out that time very much better. That smoke was in a very good position in order to do that. As you mentioned, they were able to adapt to that attack that UQU were bringing, especially from that freezer laundry side. And so he was in the perfect position to really deny with those smoke grenades. And as we saw right at the end, yeah, no matter the little trouble breathing there, all the smoke being placed perfectly to deny that last plant.
Definitely. I do want to mention that it does so far, at least according to like the pattern that I'm starting to see here, both teams do quite rely on those quote unquote coin tosses with their gunfights. Seeing as, for example, with the top floor hold, the way they've set it up, at least in round 1, they're very much banking on the fact that their Rooney in face of Oreo would be able to win out the position in the master bedroom. Say with the way how they've played the laundry room, they very much relied on the fact that Booney would be able to survive and keep his position for as long as possible in the freezer. And I can say that with full confidence, if PB would have been able to get rid of Booney earlier on with his position in the freezer, that would have been a UQ's round for the taking. So with Platinum, I like their setups, but it feels like occasionally they are running without that kind of plan B for themselves.
But what I can definitely see, what they do definitely have, is confidence. Platinum are going into this really confident. And that's why they're just going for those gunfights. They're banking, as you mentioned, on the fact that they're going to win those gunfights. And I just wonder whether that's going to come back to bite them when they don't win those gunfights, whether the more methodical methods of UQU can actually throw them off, as we saw in that second round where they didn't win any of those gunfights, and it was a flawless round for UQU.
Exactly, yeah. So this one is going to be a repetition of round 1. This time, though, UQU already know what kind of the usual setup is now for Monash Platinum, so should be able to apply a little bit more pressure here, maybe get rid of the Runegate and then toss in a grenade, which should be able to get rid of Oreo's position if the grenade is well cooked. But apart from that, this is still a relatively slow game. I mean, we are seeing some more pressure onto the attic. We're now seeing Arnie punch a couple of windows here and there, but apart from that, really, it's seeming to be just about the same pace so far, minus the fact that Sogs is still actually alive, or rather, the Ace is still alive.
Yeah, and again, I have to wonder if that's going to come back to bite them. That slow pace could actually mean their demise again. Once again, they haven't actually managed to take out any players yet, or actually even, do much gunfights. They really need to be using that utility to clear out this Rooney. Shots will go out, but don't quite take her out. Grenade dust just misses, and they're holding her position, but they haven't actually pushed her out yet, and that's going to be really detrimental. Oreo, in fact, says no, and yeah, takes out the sledge, no problem.
Does get to contest, though, with the position now in the attic. Full well knows that Sog still has the position on the armory stairs, which previously has been actually claimed by one of the players of Platinum, so way less now, I suppose, positioning on the ground, which could provide to be quite an issue. There's also a position of Booney just around the bunks, but now Sogs' position and element of surprise has been completely revealed, but Woodsy with a double does actually manage to get rid of quite a few very important players. Important utility as well to deny the push, but Booney as well. Oreo finds a frag as well. That's a 2v3 now, with full now advantage to Platinum. All of a sudden, a few gunfights do erupt. Booney just absolutely demolishing right now the opposition, all down to Big Dawn. I went full dyslexic there. And look, round 4 to be claimed by Monash Platinum, but Arnie just, couldn't really channel the inner XPL player.
Yeah, look, it's a difficult position to be in. The defuse was dropped 1v3 and you've got like 5 seconds. Like, you'd have to be a miracle worker in order to get that done. Unfortunately, not able to make it work. He did get one, but quickly refrag. So definitely Platinum playing off those refrags and holding those crossfires very well. But as you mentioned, it was definitely in the favor of Platinum, and it had been so for quite some time, I do believe, because of that just time ticking down. Woodsy with that 2K could have really swung things back. He managed to get rid of, as you mentioned, some key positions, but unfortunately they weren't able to capitalize on that. And I believe Sogs not being able to take out Oreo and that player near games may have been the downfall.
Could be. Well, for now, Monash Platinum actually leading a pretty solid 2-round lead for themselves. Will be now going finally on to the kitchen dining as their tertiary site now that they've finally won both laundry and the kids now very successfully. Kids, as a matter of fact, so far has a 100% success rate for them, at least within this matchup. And looking at the setups that they are bringing in for now their tertiary side defense, looking pretty solid. Some plentiful amount of rotation positions, plenty of the positions for Booney to hold. Booney so far, as a matter of fact, actually shown us some phenomenal play, both on Kayet and now potentially going to be bringing in the Maestro as well to show us how to handle the box mag on the Alder.
So it's looking like it's going to be a vertical spread out and also a shower defense. So great positioning, both horizontal and vertical, but Woodsy has something to say about it. He's actually pushing really fast and he manages to get one quickly. I'm not sure if he's aware of this second player who may be upstairs. He's baiting him out and he's just waiting for this player to come up white stairs. And that's top floor control seated very quickly. 30 seconds, but Oreo is still here challenging it. And if UQU are not careful, they could lose their lives. Oh, he almost gets one taken down, but C4 goes out, doesn't quite catch anyone, and he's in a tough spot right now. Looking to get those kills, but there's two players here. Will he be able to get one? Unfortunately, not looking the right way, gets one, pulls out the shotgun, but too slow. Woodsy with a second to clear out this top floor.
Perfect clear as well here by Woodsy at the end. Unfortunately, PB2 could have been saved, but just it didn't look like too well organized push, although still ended up coming out on top. A buck for a mute and a Jaeger. I'll take that. I'll take that trade. Raj is trying to find some form of a gunfight from below, but right now Woodsy doesn't even want to really do any of that. On trying to make sure to keep a fair few sightlines open once the plan does go down, as it seems that they are aiming to go in for the push over to the couch. And Trasp actually, funnily enough, on the roam out of all the players. That's probably the last person that I've expected, but Sogs might just be able to run into him very soon.
I'm not sure. I think, he's definitely going to run into him. I don't think he's even aware.
Oh boy.
Matter reaction.
Oh boy, no, it's Woodsy actually at the end. Comes around, just gets the shot in the back, and right now this is down to Booney and Raj as well to try to pull out some form of a mystery win, because right now Raj is actually offside, but will be rotating back, but could be cut off very early into the gunfight. Doesn't actually suspect that there may be some presence around the watchtower, and right now Booney just gets absolutely pressured from a multitude of the positions. Woodsy claims the quad kill, and I do believe the ace will be denied, or maybe not. 3v1. The diffuser has been actually dropped down, so Woodsy right now and the rest of the team needs to actually push up towards the bathrooms.
Yeah, he could actually do this with that 80-round box mag in 30 seconds. It could actually be his round to win. Could be the one to do it all, but he's not going to, as Big Dog takes a nice headshot, ends the Maestro's career right there. And that's a second attacking round for UQU. Definitely a much-needed round there. They were trailing 1-3, but able to bring it back 2-3.
Yeah, a bit of a sloppier performance by Monash Platinum on their tertiary side, which does possibly put in an extra page into this whole storyline, seeing as Platinum have managed to prep their two main sides, being the kids' dorms and the laundry, pretty well overall, but their tertiary side still looked quite wonky here. And this is where the meme team could actually emphasize their winnings as well. This could possibly be the one, although laundry room, supply room, first attempt was definitely very heavily in favor of UQ meme team, but on the side of Platinum, they managed to reclaim it. But Arnie, oh boy.
Yeah. Speaking of memes, here we are.
Here we are, yeah, indeed. Yeah, Blitz pick to be brought on board is certainly. Look, I've seen a few of those, and definitely they do strike some fear, and maybe they are going for a bit of a, I suppose, morale factor here, or maybe it's just the intimidation factor. But one single misplay, and that's the Blitz out of the equation.
I mean, I think that they could really be trying to take advantage of this roamless kind of turtle-heavy setup. They're just going to run into it just by, sending it really, really fast with the blitz. They do have the lesion, but he's not going to have enough time to charge up all those goo mines. So if they hit site quick, it could actually be the end of Platinum's defense here. They've seen it twice already, so they were well versed at how it's set up. So, they've got all the tools for this to work, but it could also go wrong very, very fast.
Indeed. Well, actually, here we are already. Arnie getting prepped to roll in as quickly as possible on full momentum. Already one of the smoke grenades has actually been drained out, so this could be the good sign. Funnily enough, Tresp will not even have any of that, fully reinforces and bails out. That's a complete, very quick exit, and Sporter to find the shot onto Woodsy, which mean Arnie's actually gets to push the solo. Tresp already gets rid of Webrar as well, and this is all falling apart very quickly, seeing as uQuWu is very much disconnected from each other. Although Sogs with a double, does find the shots and actually clears out the laundry very well, although Booney has been so far an absolute menace with that AUG A2.
And this could really go either way. The man advantage is in Platinum, but the attackers are in very, very good positions here. And pushing up, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but I don't see he sees his flank on the side, but Sogs will catch it out. It's 2v2 now. Once again, pushing onto the side, Flash goes out.
Oh,
he
no.
is blinded, and that's going to be a kill. Last one is locked. Oh no, but he gets Sogs. It's a 1v1. Who wins? GSG9 versus GSG9. He doesn't have the diffuser. He's going to have to go for the kill. Does have time to work with, but he's just going to send it. He's running. Oh no, this poor Jaeger. He's Flash. He's gone. He's gone.
Arnie, absolutely vile human being, running with this suppressed pistol as well, just to rub in some extra salt into the wound. Manages to actually clutch it out, which, look, I'm gonna admit, I did not have any faith there.
Look, you can't underestimate Arnie, okay?
That's true.
He has, blitz-sized balls, if anything, and he's gonna do it. He's gonna send it, and I think that was a change of pace they really needed there. 3 all into this round half. That's pretty good. And now onto defense, where they can kind of dictate how the setup goes. That's a good position to be in.
Yeah, I'm just making a note as well. Arnie equals God on Blitz for future references, because yeah, look, that play was actually really well paced, and the moment him and Sogs kind of rendezvous together at the bottom of the Watchtower stairs, they managed to work out really, really well, given as well the fact that Sogs managed to pull up a fantastic triple kill throughout that round. Arnie has done his job overall very well, managed to keep himself out of harm's way for the most of it, but yeah, now comes the curious part of how will UQ meme team bring out their defense. Looking at the lineup so far, slight alterations here and there, the introduction of the mute jammers as well as the smoke plus the Wamai, and no Jaeger funnily enough, but the Kaid. So yeah, look, I'm down so far for this lineup.
Lots of shotguns for rotate holes as well, and impacts, so lots of angles are going to be opening up. Maybe we might even see some impact tricks going on.
Ooh.
Oh no, PB, no, you can't do that. The proning, he's just hugging the floor. He's even got cams. What is this?
Yeah, look, that is by far has to be one of the sweatier Valcamp spots as well. So that's it's definitely one of the tougher ones to contest with, but it seems like that's not going to be the case here, at least for the attack of Platinum. One of the S charge does go in, so we will be seeing the riddance of one of the mute jammers. So I'm assuming there's still going to be a Kaid Electroclaw hiding somewhere around, and Arnie's actually ready to contest straight out the front, and actually, Spot Sporter does even more damage, but it's PB to actually take him out.
That's a great first pick onto that Ash. Lots of fragging power taken out, and that's going to put a dent into what? Monash's attack. Wait, yes, sorry, I just got mixed up with the team name. Right, yes, Monash Platinum, yes. But traded out, so it's a 4v4 once again, so even time, even manpower, and minute and a half left on the clock. So still plenty of time to work with, but if they don't get a hurry on, could be very dangerous on such a utility-heavy site.
Yeah, Ani's position could actually be a very huge leverage here for his team, although he has been droned out. So right now, maybe the hunt for the Red October will begin. But apart from that, it still means like that there's going to be plenty of mental pressure. They need to make sure that they clear out that ground floor position, and this could mean a whole lot of issues once they try to just force through that breach. And this is where Ani could deal quite a fair bit of damage. Oreo actually has got a fantastic prepped spot for the grenade as well as cooking it up. Araj is there to get some utility done, and Weber is actually the first one to open up here after a bit of a break and a bit of a downtime from all the gunfights. C4 does come out, but Raj is only tagged up. Booney is tagged up as well. Oreo full HP. That's the only player that's actually on full HP, but walking into the pre-fire will be ending Sogs' run here.
That's 2 players into Attic, and it's hard push there as well, and taking out that player underneath. That's 2 players remaining for UQU. So definitely very strong attack here, and they're going to be on, they've been cut off from that game site now. They're just on that kid's bedroom site now. So it's going to be very difficult to kind of get back onto that, especially holding these rotates. And Raj holding his prone as well, but it's not going to be enough. Woodsy takes out a second as well. And now it's a 1v1, in fact, to Oreo. Takes out one. There's a 1v1. Cam does give information, and he does not quite win it. And UQU managed to win their first defense round.
There we go. A little bit of a sloppy one at the end, but Woodsy is there to clutch it out. Very well done overall. Good solid hold. Managed to drain quite a fair bit of utility as well as time before the actual push began. But gotta say, a bit of maybe a misplay from Ani, although the man just was quite persistent on keeping his position around the armory stairs, which did end up resulting in his ultimate demise, but he kept on the pressure that was very much needed to keep the Platinum's roster separated, I suppose, and keep the attention on him before the push happened. So overall, well done, well played. The laundry room is our next one. Any kind of thoughts so far on this lineup of the operators for both sides?
I think we're going to see more of a roam here. We do have Mozzie, so, and it's going to be very, very annoying to drone out. And with those mute jammers as well, we may be seeing more of a kind of a loose upstairs hold as well. Maybe some play in the attic down onto that meeting hatch might be useful here. But in terms of the attackers, they do have brought a very much standard lineup here, and they do have 2 hard breaches to work with, both the Maverick and the Thermite. So they're going to be opening up that hatch. I assume is going to be their main objective.
I would imagine so. Curious to see that no more of recent hard breaches like Ace, like Hibana, not being brought on board. So possibly means that it's going to be a much more kind of conventional upfront, I suppose, breach by a Platinum, which is not a bad idea at all, seeing as Thermite has been seeing a little bit of a resurgence in popularity, but I suppose we'll have to find out how viable that pick is so far, because you've mentioned some roam game. The only person, funnily enough, that is roaming is Sogs, actually, and he is in small tower, so a very much of an off-site roam, very far away, and possibly just prepping up for a very late rotation to get and stomp on the momentum that Platinum are looking to bring into.
Yeah, maybe going down that freezer stairs late game as well. Not sure where that Nomad air jab ended up, but drone's coming out now, but I don't think they've quite spotted him. So they do know there's Mozzie passes around. They know there's someone roughly who is not on site, but, I think he is saving for that late game, and maybe that freezer flank will be the play here. But Big Dog Arn already showing his big dog power. He's on these stairs. Unfortunate, just a second to maybe he got away with his life, though. That pre-fire could have gotten him. And it's now looking like they're going to move down these back stairs. But, speaking of the roam, Sogs gets Booney, the Thermite. That's a critical hard breacher, and the Diffuser as well. They're going to have to pick that up and pick up the Pacey if they want to get onto the site.
Yeah, thankfully for Monash Platinum, they still have the reach to that diffuser very up close. Oh, Sporter right now trying to just race against Sogs and trying to hunt him down. At the very least, they now know that he is cornered right then and there, and this could mean a whole lot of issues for Sogs, but his position could be very much expendable, and he's there to just drain as much time, as much utility as possible, because look at this, 3 people currently hunting for him, and Ash, Azov, and I believe the Nomad as well. There it is, Sogs already picking up 1 in this very gunfight. Looks to contest with 1 more. That's the flashbang. Fully flashes him as well. The push may just happen right now. And no, it's the perfect lineup. A quad kill. An absolute, such a huge misplay from Platinum. And all down to Oreo. He's able to wreak some havoc. Finds himself double. But he's so far away from the diffuser. Even now, if he decides to go for a run, it won't be enough time. And, well, Weber is the one to shut him down, finish him off. That's a much nicer play here by UQ meme team, but it very much hinged on the success of Sogs' position.
Yeah, very much so. Definitely so much cleaner than that previous round we saw where they only just won right at the end. This time, Sog's just doing so much damage. Definitely the MVP here. But I have to say, part of that did come down to perhaps Monash's misplay there. Maybe wasn't such a good idea to dedicate so many people hunting him down. They did have a Nomad, could have just, maybe blocked off his rotates, maybe put some players on the drones to look for his position. But they did go for that hard push, and unfortunately, it did not work. As you mentioned, bit of a misplay there, and ended up with the diffuser, halfway across the map and Oreo all by his lonesome. So maybe next time, stick together, guys. You've got your buddies, so hang out with them.
Yeah, definitely that would be, I suppose, the preferable way about it. But we are now going to go onto the dining and kitchen lineup, which I'm actually quite excited to see as to what could be brought on board here. But look, I mean, a Valk pick by Sogs definitely will be expanding, I suppose, his portfolio in the Rome game. As well as that, a decision to choose a Frost out, I'm assuming, is for the secondary shotgun plus the ability to go into that trap game. And on the side of Platinum, I'm liking the adaptation of IQ as well.
Yeah, those Valcams will really be under a lot more pressure now, and it's going to deny so much more information, and maybe get rid of some of those Kai claws, which have been very good in terms of denying that breach so far. And of course, Sog's going to be on the Valcam, so definitely a priority to get rid of some of those cameras. I'm not sure if they've actually found this one out here, and may already have given away their position. 5v5 now, still 2.5 minutes to go, and PB will be holding this position by himself. Hopefully he's got some magnets to deal with some of this utility, but it's going to be very hard for Platinum to push in with all those frost mats there.
Exactly, yeah. With the frost mats, the sheer amount of roam game, the sheer amount of angles that they will have to contest, it's the whole shebang, the whole handful really to deal with. Sogs just has the audacity to just stand right then and there in the middle of the room and just contest that against an Ash out of all the operators and actually win it out quite successfully. So, well, I suppose with that very much of a ballsy move, he will be allowed to live, at least for the time being. But right now, the issue here is that PB2 is getting pressured from a whole lot of positions, but able to actually fire back.
His rotate back has been taken out though now, so he knows he's in a dead man's position. He's got to fight with his life. There's nothing else to do. So he's got nothing to lose though. So he's going to be very aggressive, and he does have that. Oh, no, he does not have that shield anymore. My bad. So he's going to have to watch this window, both windows at the same time. But again, once again, wasting a lot of time here. Platinum just not ready to commit to this particular jump in.
Exactly. With Sogs now also down, you can see the sheer fear there in Raj's as well push, because he doesn't want to jump in expecting a Frostmat as well. Weber are finding another one onto Oreo, who already managed to push up into the bathroom. It's an absolute double lineup, actually. Weber are finding a shot from below as well with a shotgun and absolutely able to decimate the push. And now it's all of a sudden all down to Booney, the man who has been able to shine very brightly. And funnily enough, Sogs should be able to get revived as well. So back into a 1v4. Definitely quite a tall order here for Booney, although picks a shot onto Weber, and he find another one onto Sogs. The C4 does fly out, will be forcing Thermite to be falling out, or rather falling away, and well, still 30 seconds to go.
droning now, but unfortunately that is very, very close. But I think that those gunshots have given away Kaid's position. He will be falling back, but so will Booney, neither of them willing to kind of take that risk. And with 20 seconds left on the clock, it is the smart move for UQU to be playing. Booney is going to have to send it in, and he doesn't have time for that intel either. Looking for pre-fire, but doesn't get any. Big Dog takes him out, and UQU so strong on the defense. That's all 3 sites so far they've been able to take.
Yeah, absolutely clean play, clean deal for UQ meme team. Already scoring themselves a match point and looking into potentially pushing this into 7-3 scoreline, which is definitely something that I can see forming up, seeing as so far it's been a pretty solid turnout. Kids Doms and Main Hall was probably one of the shakiest sides, though, that we've seen from them, seeing as it did go down to about a 1v1 situation at the end of the round. But it still definitely seems like once uQuWu went on the defense, they were the ones dictating the pace from the get-go, whereas on Platinum's defense, a few of the rounds were definitely still looking like it was the attack that was actually kind of dictating the pace.
Yes, none more so than that very final round we saw that last half with the Blitz. Definitely, he set the pace there for sure. I really want to see, Platinum just change it up a little bit, maybe speed things up a little bit, and just, as UQU did, maybe go for a more aggressive, faster push here. I think they're just really running out of time, and especially in that last round we saw with Booney, 1v3, just not much time to work with, and still having to get onto the site. If Platinum are able to get some of the site control a bit faster, they could actually start their execute a little bit earlier. But, Sogs has been such a great player in terms of denying that map control with some very, very great roaming. And look, 12 and 5, that's nothing to laugh at. It's a great scoreline. I'm definitely the leading frag on UQU. So, if he once again does this again, it could mean the end for Platinum here. It could mean this first map does in fact go to UQU.
Indeed, and it would be quite a damage to the morale. I mean, look at this already. We're going for much more, well, quote-unquote, disrespectful plays where we do see some spawn peaks. Warrior already getting tagged up quite severely. One shot and he will be downed. If not a headshot, then, well, may still get to live another second, another moment. For the time being, once again, Sog's on a roam, this time in the watchtower. I don't think he's actually been droned out, nor he's actually been contested yet on the window, so he will have a very dominant position. As one general once said, I have the high ground, you should probably give up. And, well, maybe Sogs might just be able to do that.
Yeah, he's holding very, very still here. If he doesn't move, they won't see him. So
Exactly.
Warrior looking to challenge him, but I don't think he knows exactly where he is, and he's just chilling there. So much drone utility and time being wasted here. That drone won't be able to see up there either. And as long as Sog stays still, that's no sound either. So 2 players dedicated just to this 1 player. So a 1v2 in terms of manpower usage. So definitely the advantage there being in UQU's favor in terms of drawing plays away.
Definitely. Look how scared as well a fair few players are. We do see some aggression from Sporter, but right now he's solo. The moment he goes down, nobody's there to really refrag him, and it is going to be an issue. Impact Trick does come out, so that means that Arnie is able to deny the first thermite charge, and this is going to be an issue. Zofia trying to force Arnie out of that position, but instead catches a bullet to the face. That's Raj out of the equation. That's the breach, though. It does happen, and there it is. Sogs with a double. Completely thwarts any plans of breaching onto the attic, and that is a complete, absolutely sensational play. A triple as well with a pre-fire onto the armory stairs. That's the win. That's the dub. That's the map number 1 out of the equation. A 7-3 map 1.
And if there's any doubt who was the MVP there, just to let you all know, it was Sogs. That roam game was perfect. You could just see it in how Platinum played into it. You could sense the fear. They dedicated a lot of manpower and a lot of drones just to try and get rid of him. But even then, it wasn't enough. Sogs able to get those 2 kills in the attic and then a third through the window, just really, really slowing down those last attacks there. So definitely a great scoreline for UQU. 7-3 on their map.
Yeah, absolutely stunning performance. Really, they've kind of let I suppose Monash Platinum to run away with a few rounds during the first half, but second half, absolutely clinical. Now, We are prepping up Clubhouse. I believe we actually might go on a short break. Yeah, we are going to go on a short break, so do bear with us. Stay tuned. Maybe get yourself some more chat time, maybe some Indomie, and we'll be back shortly. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for map number 2 between University of Queensland meme team versus Monash Platinum. And so far, Spud, we've seen a very dominant second half, very dominant defense on Oregon from the meme team. 7-3 was the final scoreline on map number 1, and we are just about to head into Clubhouse, which is the pick of Monash Platinum. So do you reckon we might be seeing a little bit more of a comfort zone here for Platinum?
Oh, I definitely hope so, because 7-3 is not a good scoreline to be finishing off, especially when you at 3-3, very close on that first half, and then of course losing out to UQU's brilliant defense. And UQU will be going onto the defense once again, so if they continue this, on Clubhouse, it could be very dangerous. I wouldn't want to say a 6-0 half, but UQU have shown they're really, really good at holding those defensive positions. Platinum, of course, nothing to laugh at either. Definitely a very strong team who can go toe-to-toe with UQU and RMIT Black, as we have seen. So on their map, you could even back out. Maybe we will once again be seeing a 3-3 half. But it will be UQU to ban out Hibana first. A hard breacher is being taken off the board here. Fairly common, I would have to say, on Clubhouse.
Yeah, we usually see it's either Hibana or Ace, or even sometimes Maverick being banned out. It's one of the hard breaches usually kind of being put at risk of being banned out. Second ban, well, nothing really surprising. Thatcher is out of the equation. Would have probably been more surprised if Maverick would have been banned, seeing as he's kind of one of the favorites to be banned out in the competitive meta. But alas, the man will get to stay in play. Bans wise on defense, I'm assuming maybe a few target bans could come out from Platinum. Maybe a Valk ban here, seeing as how good Sogs was on her.
Yeah, even a Mozzie Kaid. Okay, well, I think that works well together with the kind of the Thatcher ban. Once you take out Thatcher, it is a bit harder to get open those hatches. You're spending a lot of time with the Maverick, and I just don't think they want to be doing that on the soft floor. So Kaid will be taken out. And finally, a Jaeger ban. Oh, okay. I do remember them doing this when I played. I do remember UQU pulling this out of the bag on Cafe.
Yeah, look, I'm definitely about as surprised as I can be about that ban, seeing as it's more so usually considered as a little bit more of a meme ban, you could say. But alas, here we are, I suppose, a meme team at the very least living up to their team name. But yeah, look, with Kaid ban, I have a very odd inkling about maybe it's a bit of a shot in the foot by Platinum once they're going to go on defense, seeing how good Booney was on the Kaid during Oregon, but it seems like this time he won't get to play him.
Yeah, speaking of operator picks, Sogs once again on his very well known by now, Mozzie. I think Platinum definitely knew that one very well, especially with a couple of bullets to the head. So he's once again going to be roaming, and I assume on this map it's going to be a lot more difficult and a lot more effective as well. Clubhouse can be one of those maps where you just have so much room to work with, and especially holding some of these hatches that you need to get onto site. Not quite an SSG style roam, but definitely a presence upstairs with the mute jammers going up there as well to deny some of that intel gathering. So it will be on the job for Platinum to be clearing out that roam and making sure they don't fall victim to that great plays from Sogs once again.
That's one way to really put it. Yeah, the great plays were certainly there. We'll have to see if he'll be able to keep up his fashion here as well. Wario, funnily enough, actually finds the very quick initial shot onto Arnie, and that is the man, the myth, the legend, the Malusi out of the equation as well. That is PB as well gone, Legion gone as well. So much utility being wasted right now, and it seems like University of Queensland or uQuWu getting a little bit too cheeky with some of their plays.
Yeah, that's definitely a opening to be proud of. 2 picks for absolutely nothing in return, bar maybe a little bit of damage. They do have this basement to work with, but I think that's going to be most players out of the roam. Of course, Sogs is still up, but he takes a lot of damage. He's on less than 25 HP, going to be falling back now. So gets away with his life, but he may end up running into some of these other players. And Treff is indeed holding that angle. He's going to be in a pickle and a half, but never mind. He's managed to get away with his life. Not a kill, but he's got his life.
Yeah, managing to run away with it, but barely any HP for any further gunfights. Well, Sporter is there to negate any of that progress, really. That's another one down the count. Was he able to, at the very least, make it not a flawless game? Same as Sogs actually finding a very nice crossfire. There's still one more in the blue tunnel, and right now Sogs could be get very much punished for that position. Two players about to push the main stairs may have the advantage, but if they do get rid of the thermite here in the armory, this could be a huge play here between the two remaining players of the meme team, completely oblivious to the position on the main stairs. Possibly that could be the huge play. So wall getting opened up, but that's the wrong positioning. Swing from Sogs comes around, goes in for the pre-fire, but no, the M4 does blast a little bit better. There's another one for Raj, and Woodsy does go down. Platinum do secure themselves round number one in a fairly explosive fashion, gotta say.
Yeah, that's definitely more of the Platinum that we expected to see. Definitely, I think this map has given them a lot of confidence. Just so fast with their execute compared to what we saw previously on Oregon, which was more drawn out affair, and we saw those attacks coming in at the last second. This was definitely much quicker, and they were in that site ready to execute very fast. Of course, it was helped by those two early picks, which I think were a bit unfortunate on the part of UQU. They were taken out from that soft 4 in cash, so maybe they will be a little more careful of that next time. Make sure they duck behind a bit of hard cover. So, but it will be the CCTV site now, the usual primary site now instead of basement, but still, some great picks here as well.
Indeed, well, like you said, CCTV to be brought on board. Definitely, I'm liking Platinum. How much more momentum do they bring into their push? Much more aggressive, and they are playing off the mistakes that UQ meme team do bring in on board. So, look, maybe you are right. Maybe this is going to be the match, or rather the map that will be pushing us into map number 3, if Platinum will be able to continue this kind of momentum with themselves. But we've seen so far during first half, they were able to sort of show us, rather, a very good momentum-based defense, but offense looked completely lost to them, and they looked very scared taking some of these gunfights. Here, they are much more aggressive. They want to contest more and more of those gunfights, which seem to be working out perfectly well for them.
I do want to mention this interesting mirror window. They've actually placed a mirror window here. Not something you see
that's true.
every day. Yeah, maybe he's going to open that up and throw out some C4s or... so who knows? That's going to be very interesting. But the window is opened already, so they're looking to challenge that. And that's going to be an interesting way of challenging this Maverick. Is on the wall by himself. No one to quite hold these angles. But it will be that mirror window open, which will mean he has to be careful of those explosives going out too.
Yeah, speaking of, the explosives do find themselves the first frag. That's Woodsy out of the equation, the mute player. On the SMG-11 out of the play. Still, I believe, one more frag grenade there remaining for Tresp. So apart from that, really, the breach is yet to be done into the main wall onto CCTV. But it doesn't look like it is looking to be slowing down things anytime soon. There's already another grenade with the name of Arnie prepared and ready from Sledge. If not, then Raj should be able to connect a few very solid shots there. Yeah, look, so far, it's definitely looking like it's a bit of a back foot play here from uQuWu.
Yeah, looking a lot more like, setting the pace from Platinum here on this attack. Raj makes a second onto Big Dog and takes out that Rafters player. So Webbra now going to be rotating over as well. But that is going to be Garage Control seated. Now that's an important position to be holding. And with the wall open, they have all the right pieces to be making this attack. And C4 goes out but doesn't quite connect, and Sogs is going to have to make something happen here. He's got 3 other people to work with. Doesn't take out quite Oreo, and unfortunately it's 2v5 now, almost a flawless round. PB Webbra will answer back, takes out 1 player, but it's a 2v4, and they're all over site now at 2v3. He could claw this back. There's a hole in the floor, so can't quite plant there, but it's not a good position to be in.
Yeah, look, definitely not the best position, but still very workable. Weber are finally enough on the flank around as a maestro. That's one way to really go about it, but he's completely clueless of a possible line of sight being held from the window, but actually, as a matter of fact, that position has been forfeited. Booney, fantastic flank, gets rid of PB. It's all down to Weber trying to go in, goes in for the flank out and run out as well, exposes his position right now. Even a pre-fire won't really save him. Already his position exposed. The rush in might just happen, and that's just about it. Sporter finding that frag to end the round number 2, second round in the hands of Platinum. And yeah, look, a little bit of an unfortunate play, and a pause has been actually called.
Yeah, that's definitely looking much more confident for Platinum. They're really taking those gunfights, getting into these fights early, and just catching EQ off guard here, I think. They're just not expecting some of this aggression, and even with some of these interesting plays with the mirror windows, looks like the memes aren't enough to challenge Platinum on their map. So maybe they're going to have to bring out something a little more conventional, perhaps a little more solid, in order to deal with. So far, has been a steamroll for Platinum.
Yeah, Platinum certainly looking much more confident there in their play, and look, definitely seeming like they've taken a little bit more of some of the Chatime drinks and got themselves refreshed a little bit more. But yeah, look, that does give us a little bit more time to really talk about what really happened so far, because Platinum on Oregon looked completely lost on the second half. Platinum now on attack on Clubhouse, completely different beast, and just kind of makes me curious as to what exactly kind of is the reasoning behind this.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's only because it's their map. Surely they would have prepped for other maps, including Oregon, which is quite a common pick. And at this stage of the playoff, you have to know how to play all the maps. So I don't think it comes down to just the fact that they're playing their own map. I think taking a break, that 5 minute, a couple of minutes break, really gave them time to kind of regroup, think over what they're doing, and just kind of, reset and restart. And I think they've done that very, very well. They've just kind of gone into this with a fresh mindset. And as we know, so much of this comes down to that mental game. So they definitely show that, they've got that part of the game down pat. They may have lost 7-3 in the first game, but 0-2 now, very, very convincingly.
Yeah, look, definitely mental game seeming to be getting back strong to it, whereas on the side of uQuWu, it's definitely, well, I don't think this is the mental game kind of acting up. It's them kind of just trying to test the limits, I suppose, of their opposing team and see what kind of stuff can they get away with, seeing as, well, we've seen a blitz pick already from Ani in map number 1, and we've seen some very interesting, very kind of unorthodox, probably would be the best way to really describe it, roam plays as well from players like Sogs and the rest of the team. So here, I suppose, yeah, the first 2 rounds been kind of testing the waters, seeing what's up, seeing how we can play it out, and kind of from there on, what next comes here. Whereas Platinum just, yeah, look, they are very confident. They look like they are ready to take those gunfights, and that's exactly what they needed back at Oregon. And if they had that confidence, I would imagine they would have actually been able to take it to a much closer scoreline, like you've predicted initially, which could have been 7-5 or maybe even overtime.
But it looks like we will be ready to go back into that game now, so we will see whether some of our predictions will be holding up or whether we will be proven wrong. And I'm sure if anyone will prove us wrong, it is these teams. So very close, 50-50 either way. So who knows? It could turn out any way. But we will be going back onto that basement for our second time. The first one, of course, being won by the attack. And it looks like they're going to be putting more effort into this roam game. Once again, they've brought the Vigil and also the Rooney, and they've got some very, mobile players who could really do a lot of damage if, attackers don't clear out their roam properly, which, of course, they failed to do on Oregon and ultimately led to their demise. So hopefully they'll be a little more careful. Maybe they might feel a little more comfortable with this map and knowing, how to approach it. But it's still something that they need to be aware of if they are to avoid, losing their lives.
Yeah, I definitely will have to agree with you here. The very first round kind of got to end their win. It kind of was attributed to the fact that Two of the defensive players kind of went for a very aggressive play there and ended up getting punished very quickly. So I would imagine if the meme team of UQ will dial it down just even a little bit, they should be able to still regain their momentum back into their hands and be able to dictate the pace. So far it definitely looks like that is the play. Weber are actually, funnily enough, playing from up above, a very unconventional, a very kind of a coin toss position that if you get droned out, if you get pushed out from Logi office, this is where you could very much find your demise. Oh, so much damage being dealt right now to Weber right now, and there we go. Fantastic pincer maneuver here from Platinum.
That's a great pinch there. They had all the information, and even with a vigil, they knew where he was going to move. They very much predicted that movement out of that logistics and had a player ready to intercept. And that's 2 players taken off the board once again, very early on without any return. In fact, no damage taken on the side of Platinum. So that's not a good position for UQU to be in right now.
Not at all, yeah. This is once again repeating kind of the same pattern we've seen in round number 1. Both the Romas completely killed off, and one of them being Sogs, the player who was probably pretty much the MVP, so single-handedly being able to swing a fair few of the rounds into the favor of his team. Being outed very quickly without any kind of trade, not even just health pool-wise, is certainly an issue that needs to be redeemed very quickly.
Woodsy, however, will be playing aggressively, looking to pick one, but he has not. He does almost takes out Oreo. He's very, very low, but unfortunately loses his life. They're going to have to play aggressive now. The odds are not in their favor. And with so much presence down in this main stairs, these last 2 players are locked off, and that smoke grenade, unfortunate. 2v4 now as Big Dog Arn is able to take out Sporter, but pushing aggressively from Church. He's being challenged, and he has to worry about this hatch drop as well. Raj is in fact already in Church. He does, oh no, this position has not been known. And that grenade goes out, falls back, oh, does a little bit of damage to himself, but Raj is going to pre-fire here, taking this gunfight with Big Dogs. 2v4 now on PB makes it 2v3. That's 3 players on Platinum, but they still have time to work with. Grenades go out, and they're looking for this final execute, but it's going to have to be fast. 30 seconds left, and that's more time. I don't know. They don't have time, is what I'm trying to say.
Not a whole lot of time indeed. Yeah, both Ani and PB still have a solid amount of HP. Trasp already getting down. Oreo was low on HP. Booney could actually bring in that heat, but right now the pincer maneuver could pretty much be the end of Ani. There we go. There it is. 1v2 situation, though. Still has the utility, but no. Very solid turnaround here by Platinum. Will be resulting in a 3-0 scoreline, which definitely puts a bit of a concern, to say the very least, that the performance of UQ esports here on map number 2.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried there for Platinum, I have to say, with that attack. They did seem a little bit stalled out with those last 2 players. They did have, of course, a 2-man advantage, and they lost that as well, going back to a 2v2. So it could have been won by UQU, but definitely some great teamwork there for Platinum in terms of those pinches. They timed it perfectly, and UQU were just not able to answer. No matter how good you are, you can't look at 2 places at the same time. And so Platinum, obviously took advantage of that and able to pinch out that last player in Church, and so take control of Church and then plant there. And of course, that last player, PB, left all by his lonesome in blue. Usually the first place that takes contact, he was now the last line of defense, and with 2 players left on the board, a very, very difficult job for him. So well done to Platinum. Takes 3 attack rounds. So both, that's 2 on the basement and 1 on that CCTV site. Interesting enough, UQU will be choosing to go back to this basement site.
Yeah, I wonder what is the actual choice behind that, or rather, what is the reasoning behind that, seeing as just the sheer fact how very dominant that performance was from them, or rather from their opponents, definitely begs me to kind of ask the question, is it rather down to the fact that we could be seeing just them getting desperate, or just trying to pull some rank strats, or is it just them saving strats for, say, grand finals, as they are possibly expecting themselves to push through? So I'm definitely still very curious, although we do see quite a substantial switch over to a bit more of like anchor heavy utility. We do have the introduction of Mira, we do have the introduction of Pulse, So yeah, it's certainly quite a change of pace.
Yeah, and I think they're counting on this change of pace to really win them this round. I mean, going onto the same site when you've lost it twice already, usually not a great idea, but I think they're confident in their strategies. They can play different styles, and the anchor heavy style is what they're going to be bringing out here. So although they have seeded all those floors, the first 2 floors, that is 2 minutes left for them to anchor and hold on, and they definitely have the tools to work with that. Legion is going to be really slowing that attack, and Webra, of course, with the pulse shot. Pulse is going to be giving them lots of information. Cheeky pre-placed as well, and they're not careful. Platinum could be seeing some of their feet and limbs blown off as well.
Most certainly already plenty of information being gathered around prepping for that C4 blow. Apart from that, really just a few relatively safe openings. Rooney trying to find the peek onto Raj's breach, but apart from that, really just the calm before the storm. Although I say that Woodsy does find the headshot finally onto the Maverick of Raj, and that's one of the players out of the equation. Still plenty of hard breaching tools. Well, plenty, I say. It's Booney that I believe still has both of his breaching charges. So still a few ways to go about it, really.
Yeah, it's definitely not the end of the world, but they do have about a minute left, and they just do need to start applying some of these pressure and get some of these picks. The defenders are holding very, very good positions here. They do still have blue tunnel completely, and of course, with that mirror window on the main stairs, it's going to make pushing that down that area a little bit more difficult. So it looks like they will be taking this this dirt tunnel, and maybe coming down blue as well for that pinch. And of course, they will need to open that kitchen hatch, but I'm not sure if they even have enough, charges left to open it.
That is true. Well, there's still a fair few of the frag grenades ready, but yeah, certainly the time is of the essence. Ori already getting tanked up. This is definitely looking much better here from UQ as well, being able to drain so much time. 15 seconds remaining, even just a full execution on site will not be enough. The push needs to happen already. Out of time, out of just HP, out of everything, out of ammo as well. This is a complete wipeout, and uQuWu managed to finally claim their first round win on Clubhouse.
I just noticed a pattern that we've been seeing, that whoever gets the first pick here actually wins out the round. Granted, there's only been 4, so sample size fairly small, but the notable thing that happened this round, well, the first notable thing, is that Woodsy managed to get a pick onto that Maverick, and from there, they really pressed their advantage. I think that anchor heavy defense really did work for uQuWu. Rather than taking those gunfights early on and, as we saw, losing them and losing their roamers, they really chose to put more players and firepower on that site for right at the end. And Platinum just did not have the right angles and the right presence in order to take out and dislodge some of these players. We did mention that kitchen hatch was still closed. And even though they got into, they opened the blue, they open Moto, they weren't quite able to press advantage. And I think UQ was smart in playing a little more passively and a little more conservatively. So it's definitely worked out for them, taking their first defense round, which is a much needed round for them, I have to say.
100%, yeah. Finally being able to break that streak of their opponents is certainly a huge thing, possibly even for just a morale play, but definitely I'm liking the idea of them going a little bit more of a withdrawn, a bit more of a anchor hold play. Less of the aggression, as it seems like Platinum already managed to nail down their own aggressive plays. And right now it's, playing for the mistakes. And UQ already managed to show us that before in Oregon. They were able to play an excellent game just to punish their opposition for some of the mistakes that they've made. But just as I say that about more withdrawn gameplay, Webrar is already playing around Strip Club and Western Hallway, but surely soon enough will rotate back to the site.
Yeah, if what we've been seeing in that last round is to hold, then it's not a particularly smart position to be playing. But Sogs will also be holding out just on these top of these blue stairs as well, maybe hoping to catch anyone who may peek that stock window. Maverick working on this wall, so a very standard way of opening this wall, of course. They do have to deal with that bandit batteries, but it's a little bit easier. It's not a Kaid. But never mind, as Raj is taken out by PB, Tress is able to get a refrag, but that's Maverick taken out, and it's still electrified. Not a good trade here, if I have to say so myself.
Not at all, yeah. Losing Maverick out very early into the round will definitely already impact the very, very shaky morale that has been proven to be demolished and very quickly previously by UQU. So possibly this could be the reasoning here, seeing as no presence in the Logi office as well, so a very kind of borderline blind push into the construction site would be there. Thankfully for Booney, though, he's able to get things underway, but no! An impact trick is there, using the very same Maverick hole that has been opened up to help attack to get the breach through, but maybe another impact grenade. No, won't be actually coming through this time, but already all the utility has been used up. There's still a few flashbangs for Booney to really play around, so at the very least he could drain some of those Rooney gates, but right now already half a round drained, only 2 trades to be found, but even then, the momentum already has been stalled out quite substantially.
Yeah, and looking at, Platinum's attacks from previous rounds, it's that slow pace that really does not benefit them. They need that rapid execute. And in fact, rapid it's going to be here now as they push up those red stairs. Spotter able to take out PB now. And it's 4 versus 2. One still in garage, but it looks like they've got control of the other sites. Sogs, however, on the roam will be able to take out Spotter and is going to control of red stairs again, but Big Dogs will be taking out Aurea, and it's a 2v2 now. Trades going out in the garage, and it's, oh no, it's just a diffuser as he takes on, oh no, Big Dogs. He's got the ACOG, he's got the better gun, but will it be enough? He's got the pistol out.
He got the pistol out. Yeah, he's ready to contest. He wants to just get the meme as much as possible. Does go in for the peek with a pistol, but oh, there's another one. There's the shoulder peek, but right now just, can't land the shots. Booney elects to fall back a little bit back to the side, which does allow Arnie to go in for the reload. An attempt to go in for the plant. Yeah, the masking as well of the flashbang would allow the plant to go down very easily. And now the timer is actually about to start ticking against the defense and would allow Booney to go in for the reposition. He fully reads into that position, goes in for the pre-fire, and does win out. Round number 5 will not be allowing UQ Esports to run away with yet another streak and another break of the morale. So able to recover his team back into the 4-1 scoreline, which could be setting us up for either 5-1 or 4-2 scoreline, which one way or another will be very, very preferable here for Monash Platinum.
Some good gameplay there from Booney. Definitely able to hold his, just be able to stay calm and just hold his ground. He was in a 2v1, but of course he managed to take those gunfights 1-on-1, and he did win them out. And definitely the smart play there, falling back rather than taking that gunfight right at the end. And of course, that time then worked against the UQU on the defense. And of course, allowed him, the attackers also to fall back into a much better position to be holding that diffuser. So definitely the smart play there. But, props to UQU. Definitely very close. Some great first picks taking out that Maverick as well and keeping it very, very even all throughout. Despite the advantage that Platinum had, UQU always bring it very, very close. They always manage to bring it back to parity, to, an even man count. So, if Platinum aren't careful, they could really actually lose these defenses, which we have seen. Sorry, lose these attacks, which we have seen before.
Yeah, definitely. This is, attacks-wise for UQ Esports, or rather UQ meme team, it's definitely a bit of an issue. Sogs, that's a bit of an oopsie. That's a punishment with death. Maybe, possibly. TK, yep, there we go. Weber is the one to put him out of his misery. So, quite an unfortunate turnout here for the final round of the first half for uQuWu. And, unfortunately for them, a banned skin, not going to be very cash money.
Yeah, if anything, it's one of the worst skins as well. It actually gives away position, so...
I am not going to stand this slander against the furry skin. That's the one that absolutely wrenches out the morale of the opposition. What do you mean? That's the mental play, large brain.
Yeah, imagine getting killed by a furry, right?
Exactly. But memes aside, though, it's still it's still a menacing skin. You see somebody going for a swing at you, you just flat out start panicking. It's something pink, it's something very furry, and it has very angry weaponry there as well, ready to just absolutely smoke you out, and both figuratively and literally. So, that said, though, Sogs won't get to see the furry smoke to be played out, or on, for that matter, his whole team. From the get-go, a 4v5 is definitely going to be a bit of an issue, seeing as the man count is definitely going to be not in play. Arnie already getting fragged out, but right now Woodsy could actually bring that that disruption, but fortunately the only disruption he's seen is in his health pool, and that is going to be an issue to deal with later.
And once again, as we always see, whoever gets the first pick manages to win out that round. It's all about those those trades. And with already a man down and the first pick, it's 3v5. It's not a good position to be in for UQU. Those walls have been opened, so the critical path is there. They have also given up control of Garage. Webra, however, takes one down at construction.
Ooh.
Brings it 3v4 now, and PB is looking to play aggressive as well on this off angle, standing on those stairs. Sorry, that table. Woodsy going for aggressive flank as well. And they might just be able to even this out, as these attackers, one downstairs, one on Garage, might not be aware of his position.
They should be preparing for maybe a bit of a run out. There it is. Booney will be starting to go for a plan. The C4 does come out. Our Oreo actually gets rid of Woodsy as well. That is a successful plant now. It's a bit of an issue already. So much pre-fire, so much damage being dealt. Sporter is the one to find the shot into PB. That's Weber to go down to the hands of Tresp. Platinum. A 5-1 victory on the first half is definitely putting quite a dent into what was before a very solid morale for uQuWu, and definitely begs for a question. Was it just the momentum on the map? Was it just the UQ prepared themselves much better on Oregon, or maybe it's the clubhouse that's just an absolute beast for Platinum to play on?
Yeah, and we know that Clubhouse is usually a little more defender-sided in terms of just the mini games you have to play, the utility you have to clear. And for a 5-1 attacking half, that is, that's really, really good. So now they're going into this on defense as well. We've seen their attacking strats, but if they're that well prepared for attack, they would be even more prepared for the defense, where they can really set up how they want this site to be looking like and how they want to approach it. So definitely a great position to be in. UQU are facing an uphill battle here. 4-round deficit. They need to bring 4 rounds in order just to get back to even. Having said that, of course, UQU, I believe they are the ones who can do this. They've shown that they're competitors through and through. So definitely still not over yet. It's never over until it's truly over. And, it's still the second half. We could be here forever.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Look, we could most certainly be here for quite a fair bit. I wouldn't go past that idea. But yeah, look, overall, gotta say, I like what I see from Platinum. They are able, seemingly quite swiftly, recuperate themselves and sort themselves out with a very solid first half, especially being on offense. I've, funnily enough, made a very solid note about that in the note, saying that they are very scared so far on their play, but it seemed like they've decided to prove me quite wrong here, and well, for a very solid reason.
I think it's looking like mostly a totally an anchor-heavy defense. Not much presence upstairs. Most players choosing to, in fact, stay on the site. Already making quick progress into this kitchen site, opening up this hatch as well, and PB will be looking for those bath cans as well, and anything he can get rid of. Big Dog also clearing out this middle floor as well, and it looks like all the defenders will be staying downstairs. Just misses the head there. Could maybe catch out the next one, but breaching charge above him will go off very, very soon, and if he's not careful, he could be caught out.
Definitely Booney, very hasty fallback back into the memorial room, or rather motor room. We'll be trying to just reinforce the position. Not a single frag yet to be found. Sogs looking a little bit desperate, trying to get some form of openings, because we've seen how momentum-based uQuWu can be. And for that very reason, they need to make sure that they are very quick, very clinical on their utility clear. So far, managed to clear out quite a fair bit of stuff off the main stairs landing on the bottom floor. But right now, so many angles being held, and very powerful as well, funnily enough, from Raj at the church wall. One of the wall tiles is actually not really reinforced, so even a slight misplay could very much cost Platinum their round. But right now, oh, yet another peak. So much more floor is being mulched down, and finally a spot onto Valkyrie, but to no avail.
Press Power gets one, and Sporter makes it a second. 3v5. Sporter with the second as well. Redbright answers back, takes out Sporter, but the damage has already been done. 2 players left standing for UQU. This attack has really hit its stumbling block here. 45 seconds left. Webra is on site, but C4 goes out. No, it's going to be a smoke grenade. It's forcing him out of his position, tags out one, but it's forced into that gas. Big Dog able to take out one, but traded back. It's a 1v3 now. Webra has a diffuser all by himself. Goes for that fake plant, but Pros never fake, didn't you hear? Well, apparently he does. Goes for that grenade, takes out some of the utility, and he's just looking for these picks now. He's got 20 seconds, so he's going to have to move soon. That pre-fire coming out as well, and he gets tagged out from the floor. Oreo, take him out from the reverse Black Mirror. Okay, definitely not expecting that one.
Yeah, definitely the last thing that we were expecting here. But yeah, look, this is definitely looking like maybe at this point, really, uQuWu might want to just cut their losses right here and maybe just move over to Villa, because right now, coming back from a 6-1 scoreline seems quite highly unlikely, seeing how fierce and quick Monash Platinum were so far on their execution, both being on defense and offense. So CCTV and Cashroom could possibly be the final round that we do see on Clubhouse before we transition over to Villa. And look, Villa, I feel, will be the absolute barn burner here between these two teams, seeing how one-sided both of those maps were for both teams and how much of a kind of turnaround we've seen in momentum.
Yeah, placing them on even ground will really show us who is a better team. And it could be either of these teams at this point. Both of them showing us very, very convincing strategies. Very strong with that teamwork and that mental game as well. So, it could go either way. I really don't know. I may have called it earlier for UQU, but at this point, could be Platinum's match as well. Of course, they do have a second chance. They will be going to the losers bracket, where I feel sorry for whoever has to face them after this. They are a strong team. Definitely could have won, and having to go up against them in the losers bracket, that's where you get knocked out.
Exactly. Well, possibly the final round for us to witness here will be an attempt to push CCTV here with a lineup of, well, the only change really that we are seeing is the Jackal choice here for Woodsy in hopes of trying to gain some form of information outside of the drone work, and possibly that could be the solution, although that solution I feel should have came out a little bit earlier before the match point was hit. But alas, here we are. No breaches yet onto the west wall, so that's going to be kept intact. We do see some pressure being applied over onto the construction window, but even then Woodsy's playing a very, very kind of laid-back game for him. The rest of the team is still attempting to go in for the push over to the main wall, but the moment Woodsy pushes a little bit closer to that window and con, that crossfire is going to be absolutely nuts and absolutely deadly to really play around, although that's the first frag, that's the Wumai out of the equation, and that's the Raptors control completely lost.
Yeah, and Sledge already pushing in now, hoping to take this territory fast, and we have seen that speed is of the essence here, but Sporter able to take out Big Dogs. Sporter also trading shots with Woodsy. He's taken very low, and he does get away with his life. Booney takes out a second. It's 3v4 now. Yeah, one also on very low health, so definitely Platinum's game advantage here. Oh, peaks just the wrong time, but Woodsy is taken down by Sporter, making it double kill. 2 players left up against 4. UQU have shown that they can even those odds, but will it be enough? It will not be. As Sporter takes a third. Webra all by himself now. Is taken down, and Sogs, he's going to have to, make something work. He's got a champion charm, but he does not have the shot. Treff's taking him out with a shotgun, and that's going to be a 7-1 round, a 7-1 game for, Platinum. Wow.
Jeez. Starting in a 7-3 loss on Oregon, now pushing into a 7-1 victory for themselves on Clubhouse. That's one way to really go about it, really. But yeah, look, solid comeback here, solid return on the mental game, and 1-1 so far in this best of 3. We do have one more map that is going to be Villa, and look, Spud, so far, it's absolutely borderline impossible to really predict who is going to be the winner in this best of 3. Both teams seem to be able to swing their momentums very well, very quickly, and it's murder house for both teams here, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, both teams just playing so well. I do want to mention that there is a kind of change in a difference in their styles, perhaps. We do notice that Platinum is a little more speedy. If they do things quickly, they manage to win just on aggression. But if they are, if they slow down too much, they usually end up losing those. So it's just a matter of pace. Whoever dictates the pace really sets the game. So who will win in Villa, our last map? We will see shortly, as we will take a break. So grab some Indomie, grab some Chatime. I know I will be. So yeah, we'll see you shortly.
Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monash Platinum versus uQuWu Meme Team going into map number 3 after an absolute reverse sweep, really, by Monash Platinum on map number 2 on Clubhouse, which did result into 7-1 scoreline. Spud, going into map 3, Villa, slightly changed up pace between, say, comparing it to Oregon and Clubhouse. Do you reckon we're going to be seeing a closer scoreline comparative to the previous 2 maps, or do you reckon one of the teams will just completely wash away with a similar kind of 7-2, 7-3-ish scoreline?
I think you have advantage here. Platinum do play a little more aggressively, but UQU do rely a little bit more on just some clean drone work, some of that coordination. But that, of course, is my opinion. I may be wrong, and we have seen Platinum do very well on Clubhouse. Some great pinches there as well in coordination among them. So, who's to say? Platinum have switched out a player here, and I do want to mention that they have replaced Raj with Jump Stream. So maybe a fresh player could actually be the make or break here. Maybe having a player who hasn't just played 2 games in a row, 2 very difficult games, might actually be helpful for them.
Yeah, definitely. That could be the big turnout here. Maybe this will be the much needed change for them to continue on their way, or maybe that could cripple them. But either way, we are just about to head into Villa. Shout out to our wonderful friends also at AOC, the best viewing experience. For more than 50 years, they've been delivering exceptional viewing experience to millions of loyal customers worldwide. And nowadays, you can find some very stylish solutions for your monitors. But here we are, Villa. uQuWu to start on attack, Platinum to kick things off on defense. First ban, I'm assuming it is going to be Thatcher, and well, there we are, quite clinical, quite, well, stock standard at this point. I'm assuming something across the lines of maybe a hard breach. What do you reckon?
Yeah, maybe a Jackal as well. There's just so much roam presence that can be done on this map, especially working with that basement. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do take out that Jackal. And it indeed will be Jackal. I'm so good. I'm so good at guessing these things.
So good. Yeah, just an absolute profit here. But yeah, look, this is looking definitely quite solid. We do have the Kaid banned out up next. That is done by uQuWu. Kaid seemed to have introduced quite a fair bit of difficulty for the uQuWu team to really deal with. And up next, the final one is going to be Mira to be banned out and, well, benched once again.
Well, these bans, I think we've seen, they're quite common throughout these last couple of maps. Now, Thatcher banned in all 3, of course. Jackal banned, I believe, in 2 of them. And, of course, Mira also 2 of them. And Kaid 2 of them as well. So they're quite comfortable with their bans. So in terms of operator picks, I don't believe we'll be seeing much variation in terms of who they're playing because of bans. But in terms of the map, it may be a little bit different here. Villa does allow a bit more breathing space. You don't have to, it's not so claustrophobic, if you will. There's more space to work with. So perhaps we might be seeing some heavier roam. And so also a bit of work here with those roam clears as well. Of course, hard breach isn't as necessary on Villa. You do have a single hard breach here, Habana, and a mute for hard breach denial here.
I mean, a mute is definitely a little bit more, how should I say this, a little bit more multi-purpose here, seeing as he can not only deny the breach, but he can also jam some of the drones and deny the info gather game. So curious to see how we'll jump stream really utilize the SAS operator here for some of the utilities here. Apart from that, looking at the UQ's pick for the attack, a Hibana, like you mentioned before, an IQ to be brought on board, and then Zoff, Ash, and Sledge, the trio, the holy trinity almost off the soft breaching. Maybe the introduction of Buck could be the holy quad, I suppose that would be really way to call it. But already plenty of information gathered about the whereabouts, and already Sporter being tagged up to just above half HP, and that is possibly an issue in the future gunfights, although Jaeger is still a very, very powerful operator, even though after the nerf, PB, that is a vile angle to really find the shot onto jump stream.
just a bit of lag there as I catch up, but that's
Bit of lag.
one player already down there for Platinum, so not a good start to this defense. I do want to mention it's a very interesting position to be playing here. They've actually chosen to go for the kitchen dining site, not a primary site you see very often. In fact, usually the third one. So definitely a very interesting approach to this, and I wonder whether UQU will be able to adapt to this and just, figure things out. They have shown that they're great at adapting. We saw that very well on Oregon. But will it be enough for a tertiary site for the first pick?
Could possibly be, although quite a fair bit of time has been already used up. Sporter has a phenomenal angle here, although nobody is yet to contest that. And instead, we do have a push from down below, from up above on the red stairs. Booney might have an inkling about where the push might be coming from, but still looking very uncertain about where does he want to hold his area. Oreo is there as well. Few rotations coming around. Now we do see some pressure being applied around the statuary/master bedroom. Maybe the push through the Astro stairs could be in play as well, and this is where they could run into Sporter as well. So for the time being, minute 16 to go. Could possibly be the make or break here for this very push.
Looking to get some of these angles into sight now, but there's still lots of players in very unconventional positions. 2 players in living and 1 hiding out in that memorial mud room, so close to those red stairs. In fact, very spread out it looks like the attackers are here. Still on that top floor and waiting to transfer some of this control down. They may have those angles upstairs, but they do actually need to get onto site. So not quite sure how to approach this, it seems. I'm a bit stalled out by this unconventional hold, I have to say.
Yeah, unconventional is one way to really call it right now because, Sporter fighting Arnie at a very untimely moment, and really that allows Platinum to regain their momentum, their grip on this whole side, because 25 seconds remaining, the push is yet to commence. Tresp is there to shut down the push, but does get fired back by Weber, but already an absolute spray down. A fantastic hold. PB is the last man standing. 1v2 situation. 10 seconds remaining. The plant needs to go down desperately as the bonk on the camera. His position has been revealed, so the moment Sporter goes in for the swing, that's going to be it. But goes in for the spray down. No, actually does decide to keep it up, and just like that, the plant will be stuck through. 1 second remaining, and the swing instantly over to the door should be there, but no, Booney does reclaim that kill, and the defuse, or rather the destruction of the diffuser, is going to be there for Platinum to claim the point.
That's definitely a great round to be starting off on. A tertiary site, kitchen dining, and a very, very interesting defensive setup. And you know what that really tells me? That tells me Platinum are prepared. This will not be the same as their Oregon match. This will be definitely much closer. They're ready for this. They know what they're doing. And, they've got those pocket strats that we might not necessarily have seen. Even big brain players like us, we haven't seen them. So it's new.
Most definitely, yeah. The plays are certainly very unusual, very unconventional so far, but definitely worked out pretty well. I mean, we've seen, speaking of the unconventional holds, Oregon, very first few rounds when Monash Platinum were on the defense, they showed us some very interesting open positions, which, once again, like I mentioned before, back in map 1, did definitely rely on some of those very key positions. So maybe this is going to be the play here, although Platinum now definitely looking to expand their horizons a little bit more with some of these openings, although AVG definitely so far looking like at least on-site reinforcement setup will be relatively conventional.
Yeah. Something players are usually comfortable with is playing, of course, this aviator site. We do have the Jaeger, and it looks like he might be investing some utility there onto red stairs. So maybe he might go for a BDS-style Shaiko hold there onto the red stairs. Sporter has proven quite adept with Jaeger. So if anyone's to do it, he will be the one to do it. 2 grenade denials on the board here, and the Jaeger being brought out as well. So definitely lots of work to be done for the attackers.
100%, yeah. Fair bit of clearing to be yet done. Sog's back on the Ash. It did show us a few rounds on Zofia back on the previous few maps, but now decides to reside back to just flat out fragging roll, just to make sure that he nails his shots. The rest of the team so far looking pretty solid. Stock standard. Arne has taken the controls of Zofia after quite a while, so apart from that, really definitely shows that uQuWu are much more adept at their own picks and rather not intending to really switch things a whole lot, at least just yet on their own attack. Whereas for Platinum, they've been showing us quite a variety in some of the picks, and it definitely shows that they were able to adapt these operator picks with their pace as well.
Yeah, like, yeah. Sorry, UQU definitely have brought out the same, operator picks. I don't think though it's a sign that it's a bad sign. I think it's a sign of confidence here. But confidence is not enough. A spotter is able to take out Sogs, or at least put him on very low health. And in fact, it will be Tress playing this red stair area, making it very difficult for the progress to be moving on from that that master bedroom site. But Sogs will be picked up now as they start working this main stair study area, which has been vacated. So looks like both a bit of a split push here coming in from the master bedroom and also from the study side.
Indeed, well, already a few of the frags are coming around. Woodsy picking up that shot onto Tress. Finally, the control over red stairs has been finally established. Minimal amount of HP for Sporter, and that is going to be taken advantage of by PB2. So straight away, there's another swing, but no, Zofia gets flanked out. Jumpstream does manage to find a shot. Same goes for Oreo as well, to be able to retaliate onto Woodsy. And right now, all of a sudden, the site has been back to being reclaimed, although quite some damage to the health pool been done. Oreo already on the late flank is there. Some amazing angle positioning for Jumpstream, and right now the man is able to possibly put the end to the push already, but Weber does manage to finally retrieve the shot onto the Valkyrie, although Jumpstream double. 35 seconds remaining. Can he find that shot, though? There's still plenty of positions for him to hold on to, but Sogs finally does get the push in through the safe zone and, well, able to finally claim that frag. So straight off the bat, 1-1 scoreline. This is definitely looking much closer.
I was a little bit worried there for UQU at the start with that kind of split push. They almost lost Sogs early on those main stairs, but they managed to make it work. They did collapse through that study side and able to get some picks there. Of course, Platinum able to regain that site control off some great flank work, but unfortunately not quite enough. Weber able to take out that last player at the top of red stairs, leaving it into a 3v1. Jumpstream, of course, in his debut so far has proven worthy. He has done quite a lot, getting some nice picks and holding onto that site for DLR right at the end, but unfortunately not able to fight off all three players from UQU.
Exactly, yeah. Still a very solid hold, nonetheless, from Jumpstream, the sub that has been just introduced for map number 3, and still able to show quite some spirit and fighting back against the whole onslaught from the main team of EQ. So, yeah, overall, good job so far, although this is far from being over just yet. Round 3, and we are going into the trophy statuary site hold for Platinum's defense, and not a whole lot of changes apart from the introduction of Castle. Any maybe thoughts on that one, Spud?
Well, I think it's a great place to be. This is a great map to be playing Castle. There's just so much roam potential here. But what Castle does is allow you to cut off some of those lines of sight, allow you to rotate freely. We saw one of those Castle barricades on Square, which is one of those key windows you use to stop players rotating back from that study site. So definitely a good use of utility there. And I think that's going to help Platinum play into their more aggressive style, especially with some of these roams, which they have shown can be very good, even in the late game at returning flanks. But UQU, in fact, will be dropping the diffuser as Bowie takes out his takes out his first. That aggression, once again, paying off.
Exactly. That aggression that Platinum were able to rediscover for themselves back in map number 2, seeming to be finally calling back. Getting rid of Webrar is a huge thing, seeing as uQuWu do run with just a solo hard breacher, and it definitely shows that it is going to be an issue. Not gonna lie, just saying out the whole abbreviation that the meme team has brought on board kind of gives me just at this point just soul-crushing anguish.
Yeah,
and it seems like even for themselves running against this roaming castle, it's also bringing them quite the anguish.
The uQuWu joke isn't original. There's multiple teams. There's another teams in playoffs who uQuWu NSW who
Yeah.
also have taken the uQuWu name, but Oreo, his life will be taken away by Woodsy. Great pick onto that Roma, and that side of the map cleared out now, but Sporter will be holding close on these red stairs. That's a second Roma that they will have to push through. And unfortunately, he does not see him. Woodsy sees his head taken off, and Sporter falls away with his life as well. That's a great pick to even it out. No, in fact, bring the advantage back to Platinum.
Indeed. Platinum reclaiming that momentum every time they get a trade, it seems so far, at least within the context of this round, has definitely been working out very well. Sporter feeling very trigger finger itchy there with going in for the swing, but right now has a potential risk of running into a crossfire. Trasp wants to go in to contest those gunfights very early, but right now, oh, that's another one yoinked away by the Magna Charge, and this is still a very solid position, but crouch walk by Sogs will be finding that frag, although there is Trasp already flanking around from behind, but no, gets completely shut down. That's a double, potentially goes in for the swing. That's a third one as well. Sogs swinging this whole round by himself, single-handedly against his opposition. Right now, Jumpstream is able to find a gunfight against Arnie, tags him up, but the plant will go down, so the timer is now about to start ticking away against the defense, but this is not really phasing him, but Arnie, at the end, clutches it out. Round 3 to go into the hands of uQuWu, and look, that was one heck of a round, seeing as that was just about to fall apart as well for the attack.
Yeah, Sog's definitely carrying the team on his shoulders there. Once again, picking up uQu.
uQuWu. Yeah.
Yeah, I give up. Bringing them right through that trophy site. Meme Team it is, apparently. We've been told that that is their official name now. So, Meme Team, I refuse to say their university anymore. Meme Team definitely looked like they were in a bad position there, having lost the player advantage, and definitely Platinum playing very aggressively, but Sogs answered back with his own aggression, single-handedly clearing the way through trophy and planting as well. Who says you can't be a support and an entry?
Yeah, true. Might as well be at this point with the way how things been really setting out. But yeah, look, we're back to the LMAO. I got bamboozled here, about to say AVG, but instead it's going to be statuary rather. Stationary is going to be me sitting so far in the chair. Statuary and trophy is going to be the side that is actually being picked. And as my brain just apparently having a bit of a meltdown, but look, Platinum still managing to show up even in the rounds that they do lose. They still able to dictate about 70 to 80% of the momentum within the round. And it shows. They finally able to kind of recuperate themselves. They definitely look like they are the ones who won this dub. Whereas Meme Team, kind of, you're seeing some occasional meme plays here and there. The clubhouse was a complete atrocity for them. But it seems like Villa is where things do get serious, seeing as Sporter just been very quickly eliminated with barely any losses to the health pool.
Yeah, and he's going for some of that utility underneath as well now, hoping to open up this wall, which of course is a critical wall to be playing off. We did see the attack last time coming from this study side, but it looks like we've got a little bit more spread out. No, once again, we have a player on that 90 repel, coming in once again from that study, clearing out these rumors. Player on red stairs once again up, but this time it's going to be PB. He has taken out Spotter, so he can hold this position. And it's a much better position, I have to say, for uQuWu. A small change, but definitely one that has a huge impact.
There we go, already some flank rounds just where PB2 was back previously. Already we do see Jumpstream on that flank. Could potentially introduce that spanner in the works of the attack for the Meme Team. So far, a few prone peaks, not yet spotted by the drones, and could be absolutely just be the issue to deal with. Oh, that's a bit of a game of peekaboo. Jumpstream finding that shot onto Sledge, finally finding some revenge, but already a crouch walk entry. Arnie completely unaware of presence in the Astro, and that is going to be the end of him in this round. 3v4. Make it 3v3. Sogs yet again strikes back. The Empire strikes back, it seems. But this means that Oreo will just keep an eye out on that window.
3v3 now, 1 minute left on the clock. It's starting to be execute time. but they don't quite have the players on the site in the right positions yet. They're going to have to start applying some pressure here. Woodsy indeed already holding this tight angle. Flashbangs going in, maybe looking to push as Webra also doubling up. Sogs on the flank now coming up these Astro stairs, hoping to distract these players a little bit. There is one right above him, but he doesn't quite know. A nicely placed Ash Charge could do some damage, but Oreo will be doing damage to Woodsy, takes him out, and double from Oreo makes that 1v3 Webra all alone now as he has to make it his way onto the site, looking for these angles, doesn't quite get one, and it's Tress to finish us off for Platinum, taking their next defense round.
There we go. Very quick, clean turnout for Platinum so far. Looking to reclaim their win here, to reclaim even more points for themselves, putting it back to a 2-2 scoreline. Certainly setting us up for a possible overtime here between the two teams. Gridlock pick for Woodsy. Surely that's a 6-pick bait between the two teams. But Dining Room and Kitchen could be not could be, it will be the next site to be brought on board. And funnily enough, the Gridlock will be locked in, and instead Jumpstream just to be bringing in the mute.
Yeah, I would be really curious to see if they choose to play that same kind of unconventional defense in that living room, or whether they're gonna stick to something a little bit more conventional, playing players upstairs on that second floor and holding that Astro trophy statue area. But it's worked out for them the first time, so why not do it a second time? It seemed that UQU didn't really have an answer for that library hold, weren't really sure how to approach it, so if anything, it'd be a great idea just to go for it again. Oreo once again upstairs doing some reinforcing, and Sporter as well, looking to hold this red stair area. So, sorry, this Astro stairs area. So, I'm not sure. It could be quite flexible. They do have the, the ability to rotate over, but I think this reinforcement does confirm it. It will be a bit of a library hold.
Yeah, I mean, look, a library hold whilst you are playing around the dining and kitchen. We've seen that very setup from Platinum in, I believe, round number 1. So I won't be surprised if they do just go for a few alterations here and there, and then just keep on playing their own game, which has been working out perfectly well so far for them. Looking to hand in the meme team their first L here so far, and in the playoffs nonetheless. Will be a huge way to really show their progress so far, despite all of the talent predictions. Certainly looking like Platinum might be a little bit more prepared here, you could say.
Yeah, preparation, definitely. Maybe not so much on Oregon, didn't look too good, but they've prepared for these gunfights well enough. Oreo takes out Woodsy. That Gridlock and the flank watch taking out Sporter makes it a second onto Sogs. The carry is down. That's 3v5 now. Webra, PB2, and Big Dog Arnie. No blitz play, but maybe he can make this work. He does have the Sophia. He does have lots of utility to work with, but they're going to have to enter the right places here. And with that horizontal hold, I'm not sure this vertical take is going to work out. PB2, however, will answer back, takes out a Sporter, makes it a 4v3. So not all is lost, but not a good position overall.
Indeed, yeah, certainly still very much on the back foot here for the attack of uQuWu, and right now still managing to contest a few solid positions from the top floor, but the creeping in roam play from Oreo and Co could be an absolute issue. Oh, can't connect the final shots, but does down Arnie. Doesn't fully realize, I believe, but the C4 should be able to confirm that frag. There we go. That's the Sophia out of the equation. Another swing, and PB right now trying to do something here. Oreo trying to just keep his position, but about to get flanked out. Although still manages to survive that swing. There we go. PB does manage to finally down him, but already even more time has been wasted. So much more manpower lost. The roaming smoke, a roaming maestro. Funnily enough, not a single person on the actual site, although I say that it's Tress back onto the kitchen room and China room as well.
Yeah, lots of vertical pressure being applied here, but if there's just no one on that site to to kill, there's no point. I think Platinum have played really smart here. They're holding a remote site. They're holding from that library area, and being able to flank up rapidly through those main stairs as well has really done so much damage, as we saw Oreo able to pick off a second now. It looks like UQU will finally have to commit to this attack, but there's 20 seconds left going through this kitchen door. Their positions have been spotted out, and there is a smoke as well. In fact, sorry, it's a pantry door. Booney is looking for a kill, but Rebra able to actually start getting the plant down as Jumpstream is down, and Treff's down as well. Triple kill from PB brings it back. Diffuser is down now. The tide has turned. Tak is able to win that out. That I did not expect that.
Yeah, that is the last thing that I really expected, seeing how well the setup hold was brought on board, but they've played it perfectly into how it was actually set up by Platinum. uQuWu managed to get themselves reorganized. They managed to shut down the roam, and then the moment they realized that there's quite a whole lot of just offside roam and offside play, just sent it on the side with the closest point of entry, and well, the only person that they really needed to contest with was Tresp, and after that it was pretty much all that they needed to do, and that way they've got themselves their third point. So round number 6, the final round of the first half on the final map nonetheless, and it is going to be dining room and kitchen. Slight change around in the operator pick for the defense of Platinum with the introduction of Melusi. Should be able to provide enough utility to slow down the push whenever the meme team will try to pull off the same kind of comeback throughout the late game of a round. So possibly that is their answer here, although we'll have to see how will the actual attack of the meme team will deal with that.
So far, I've been noticing a bit of a trend here on the defense for the defensive players on Platinum. Usually they're off to a very good start. They managed to get some early picks. They have very good positions, but it's usually at the end where they make a small mistake, and UQU are really able to take advantage of that and bring it back. UQU really masters of the comeback here. They've done it multiple times where they've been, man down, definitely like 2 players down, and still able to, bring it close or in fact win, as we just saw. So definitely need to be very careful here. Platinum don't want to be giving away, the game right at the end when they're just so close. And definitely also props to UQU for just holding on, never giving up, and definitely showing that they just need 2 players. They just need someone with a gun, and they can win.
Yeah, the gun and the brains, and that's all that they really need to bust some heads as well. So we are going to be seeing from them a bit more withdrawn attack. They are making sure that they drone out as many of the positions as possible. Funnily enough, Ani is still to play a bit of a solo kind of roam clear game for themselves. Funnily enough, not a single person. Oh, I say that, I believe that might be under the Astro. That'll be the smoke of Tresp, and Oreo with the C4 from below, right at dining, claiming the life of PB2. That is a huge impact here, seeing as well, the Sledgehammer was one of the most efficient ways to really break open the floor, and, well, back to the breaching charges it is then.
Yeah, we talked about the utility that Oreo was going to be bringing as that Melusi, and it looks like it paid off right away. That C4 able to take out one. Spotter loses his head to Woodsy, so it will be a trade 4v4 now, a minute and a half, so half the time gone. Oreo now also looking for a cheeky flank, maybe. He's on those stairs ready for these players as they drop down. Not much room they can maneuver here, though, with all this vertical pressure from above. Sorgs, however, will not be maneuvering anywhere as Stress takes him out with a nice headshot, bringing back the man advantage.
Yeah, Tresp was very much prepared for that position and for that play, and kudos to him being able to shut down that position. Definitely has the setup as well with the ballistic shield, full well knowing that there will be plentiful amount of vertical gameplay. He's ready to contest some more angles. So right now, this is looking very good, very solid. Oreo still in a position to really go in for that flank, but instead just going to hold the red stairs, seeing as we did see a few pushes coming around, but instead it's a laundry push on site. Once again, Tresp is the person to try to hold off the push, and, well, push off he will. That's the smoke grenade that will be forcing to drain some even more time.
That smoke grenade will be biting into that time that you don't have anymore, 30 seconds, and that leaves 10-second margin once all the smoke grenades are burnt. 2v4, however, and that's going to be an even more difficult battle for UQU, and Webra, last one alive. He has jumped into Memorial, takes out one, but he's got 1v3 and just under 10 seconds now. Sees some traces, doesn't quite see him, but unfortunately taken out by the Maestro, and that will be Platinum with their next round, and that, I believe, is a 3v3, 3-all perfect half.
Indeed, yeah. A draw for the first half. Definitely will be stating that we might be inching closer and closer to the overtime here between the two teams. Definitely, I'm not opposed to that. Both teams have earned their spot here. Definitely, they've shown us that they are very capable two rosters. The meme team still yet to be undefeated, although already suffered a loss at one of the maps, seeing as their group stage was filled with 2-0s. Possibly could end up taking a full matchup loss here as well to Monash Platinum, who already gave a tie to RMIT Black previously, so they are still a force to be reckoned with as well here, including the man himself, Jumpstream, as well. So both teams very capable, very able. Back to the AVG we go, but this time it is from the meme team, the iteration of the hold, introducing Goyo as well as that. Going to be seeing even more of the castle plays. This time, funnily enough, from Arnie, out of all the players, the man who's been kind of itching to go for a bit more of an aggressive playstyle, but so far been punished left, right, and center.
It will, in fact, be Webra onto that aggressive Jaeger as well, and PB2, once again, on the roam. He's done so much damage so far. With the Valkyrie and that extra information they're going to be bringing out, he's going to just really have those opportunities to take those gunfights where Platinum really won't be expecting them. Interesting that that wall has not been reinforced. I'm thinking that shotgun hole might be coming out later to contest from behind that bar into that study side, and we have two players, the Goyo, in fact, actually roaming downstairs, holding off this maybe top floor, maybe, I'm not sure, but definitely falling back now and looking more like a one-sided in terms of the map hold.
Definitely. I mean, we've seen Sogs on roam being absolutely deadly, but it seems for now the man will just play on site, try to see what kind of damage at what position can he make. Instead, it is actually PB2 to keep his position, or rather keep his roaming game intact here. And for the time being, Platinum actually being quite quick on their clear out, although solid information positioning, a pre-play C4, finding that kill into Sporter, fantastic placement, and no drone game right before that drone came around. The explosion managed to claim the kill, and that is on Ash nonetheless, so that is the momentum now completely thwarted, and will be forcing Platinum to be a little bit more paced down in their approach.
A good entry there in terms of map control, but not in terms of losing lives. Platinum have taken one down to a C4. Nice pre-play C4. We were wondering what he was doing down there, but I guess we know now. But in fact, one more player actually still downstairs. Jumpstream is a little bit aware of this, so he's going to be making sure to hold that PB2. Sends out some shots, doesn't quite connect. So he's coming up red stairs now, and he is shut down. Booney able to take him out from upstairs. So that's the last roamers, and all the other players will be on site now. Sogs holding this close angle, doesn't quite get the kill, but manages to tag up one. As he holds this close position, gets away with his life, and going to be playing behind this vault door and also the shield. So definitely a very difficult position to push him out of.
100%, but meanwhile, we are going to be seeing a breach from Platinum, a quick swing, that's the Goyo out of the equation, Sogs to go down to the hands of Oreo, quick trade as well by Webrar, will be putting us back to a possible for now 3v3, although Jaeger is there to shut things down, and more even, as Booney goes down. That's a 3v2, all of a sudden a swing and complete disconnect by the two attackers, but easy recovery, easy recuperation, and a rendezvous as well, but no thermite charge, and that is not going to be yet exploded. I do believe it doesn't go off without the actual switch to be pushed, so they are forced to go through those choke points in the doorways, and this is where the meme team are ready and prepared, although the drone does keep an eye out. Pre-fire is there to damage even more. The health disadvantage is huge here, but a single headshot could pretty much be the solution here for the two teams. 10 seconds remaining, only a little bit remaining to be held off, and right now that's the last chance for Zofia, and even then, Arnie, absolutely clinical. Those footholds with the shotgun work the perfect job.
That was a great hold there from the vault. Able to take... Sorry, not from the vault, from the bar. Able to hold that vault entry point all the way from the other side. I did think that perhaps Platinum did have the advantage there, knowing that the two last defenders were on the other side. But of course, that sharp angle from behind the bar, able to deny the Sophia, and ultimately that castle barricade, forcing the last player to go through that crouch hole. So definitely well done from UQU. That's their first defensive win on the first half, on their defensive half. So definitely a great place to be in. They have won AVG, so that will be the usual primary site as they go on to trophy and stat now with, of course, the Frost. You'd love to see it.
Yeah, the Frost actually been pretty frequently used by the meme team of UQ, seeing as they've brought her relatively plentifully on Oregon, and it worked out pretty well, at least just as a distraction factor with a utility and plentiful amount of not reinforcement, rotation hole opening with that secondary shotgun. Now that Frost been given the ITA 12S, but apart from that, look, I'm liking what the UQ meme team has been bringing out for some of the plays. Sog seemed to have finally found his footing. Webrar finally getting the play. PB2 had a bit of a rough run during map 2, finally seeing more footing for himself. Whereas on the side of Platinum, it's been kind of a bit of Booney, bit of Trust, bit of jump stream kind of gameplay so far. The rest of the team seem to be a little bit more quieter comparative to map 2, even map 1. So definitely curious to see what kind of more plays we can see, seeing as, oh no, that is an unfortunate timing there for Webrar.
Webrar loses his head to that while he's on his phone. That's a lesson to all you kids. Make sure you spend some less time on your smartphone. But usually you don't have people shooting at you, so what can I say? But it will be Webrar taken off the board here, 4v5 now, for no answer in return. So Platinum will have to play a little more aggressively, try to get this pick back in order to even things out. And it's looking like an attack mainly from the study side. There is a pre-placed C4, we do remember that. And it looks like a ping has come out, so maybe they have seen it this time. But will the pre-placed C4 work again? It could very well might. It very well could. It's definitely still there.
100% still. Plenty of opportunities here for both teams to find themselves the dubs, but interestingly enough, we do see some curious rotations around. Arnie's still playing a very dangerous game, very up close with that 1.5 times scope. The UMP definitely allowing to be taking some of the longer gunfights, but it seems for now it's going to be a little bit more withdrawn. Some presence from below could be ensuring some C4 plays possibly, but for the time being, Woodsy just got hunted down, put down by Oreo, and it's like that 3v5. Seems like Platinum might just be able to run away with yet another point, push this into yet another draw between the two teams as Sogs does go down, and it's a 2v5. Definitely quite a desperate turnout here, seeing as, well, PB holds the angle that nobody will pick, and right now it's Arnie to be the shining star.
Gets one, does it make it two? He does not. Oreo takes him out into 1v4 now. It's all up to the Frost, but he does have 3 Frost mats, so that's 1 for everyone, and one more for the gun. So, no, it's all even. It's fine. He's totally fine, but he will be taking a lot of fire here. I'm not sure where those Frost mats are. Able to tag one, but not able to land the hits. He does not get this last one. Sophia able to take that headshot, and Platinum win this attack once again, evening it out. It's 4-4. It's going back and forth here.
Yeah, there we go. Back to the draw here between the teams, and look. To say that this is this almost feels like a match of tennis between the two teams going back and forth with some of the scorelines certainly is going to be one way to really put it. UQ meme teams certainly looking a little bit shook with some of the plays that has been happening, and not a whole lot of things been really working out. Starting from the fact that Weber died whilst being on cameras, to some of the angles that they've attempted to hold but ended up not even being able to use them efficiently. So right now it's quite difficult to really call which team will be able to come out victorious, because on one round we see an absolutely fantastic recovery play by uQuWu, and the next round it's an absolute washout by Platinum. So both teams certainly trying their best to keep themselves floating in this matchup.
I do want to note that Although Platinum does run a little bit of unconventional defense setups in terms of, that library hold, in terms of that attack that we just saw is very, very standard. Going through that study area is usually what you do, and then pushing over from that side of the map and clearing out that side of the map before executing is quite normal. But they did it very, very well, very, very methodically. They didn't really lose that many players early on, and just able to take so much map control and apply so much pressure really did not bode well for UQU. They just had a lot of trouble fighting back, and eventually that cost them the round.
Exactly. Well, new round, new them, to see what they can really bring out here. PB already getting droned out, about to get locked down into a bit of a crossfire here if he won't be too careful, but needs to start falling back. Here's the M762 being let rip. Decides to default back to the side. Pre-play C4 could possibly be the play, although PB on barely any HP right now. Needs to be extra cautious about where he goes in for the PB, because the gunfight could be the end of him. Full control of the 90 hallway now being presented to Platinum, and Sogs from below could do some vile play. C4, nope, won't be really working out, as I believe that either been shot out or flat out blown up. And there we go. Yeah, there's the hole in the floor. No casualties, no HP damage. The only one so far that has been suffering has been PB.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a bit of a repeat of last round's strategy here from Platinum, definitely going for that study push again, clearing out that side of the map before pushing up, and it's worked out very well for them so far, so, there's no need to fix what's not broken. And this time they managed to stay alive, not be taken out by a pre-play C4 as well, so that's a bit of a bonus as well. And of course, PB taken down very, very low, so definitely in a good position here, but lots of utility to be working. There's a lot of Aruni gates, there's those Melusi charges, which will slow things down as well. So they're going to have to, really be careful with their utility as well. Just make sure they allocate it correctly and not waste any of it, because there's not much room to spare here.
Indeed, not at all. Yeah, not much room for the error here for either of the team. As a matter of fact, PB, whilst being on a slither of HP, could still be able to punish the team of Platinum quite severely. Still has the C4 in his inventory, so plenty of things to be done here. But instead, Warrior just goes in for the swing as the gridlock just gets rid of it. That's another one as well. The Gon 6 to be put to good use. Jump stream going in, crouch walking. That's another one. That's a double for him. All of a sudden, the whole lineup of uQuWu is just falling apart. That could be the round number 9 wrapped and done. There we go. A flawless round from Monash. Platinum getting closer and closer now that they are on a 2-round streak to run away with a dub here.
I knew it was going to be explosive when we looked at the time, and there's 45 seconds left, and, everyone was still alive. But I just did not expect, Jump Stream to just crouch walk in and just kill everyone. It was an explosive entry. Definitely Oreo's kicking it off with that pick onto that player next to the statue. And then from there, it just kind of steamrolled. It was a wave of momentum that UQU were just not able to answer. Platinum winning those gunfights and ultimately taking a flawless round here. So they will be going into this 4-5 now on the advantage. The next point here could bring them to match point. So they definitely do not want to be letting go of the gas here. We have mentioned how some of these small mistakes UQU do punish. So Platinum have to be very, very sure they get everything right. Make sure their drone work is correct. And, make sure they don't fall to any pre-placed C4s if they want to get this to match point.
Yeah, 100%. This is definitely looking a bit dire here for UQ meme team. They definitely looking a little bit, or rather looked a little bit lost when it came down to the final gunfight. They were not really prepared for some of the peaks that they went in for, and look, after that, it's just all kind of started falling apart. We might be seeing them to try to recover, see what can they do there, or rather here for themselves. But apart from that, look, they've had so far all the utility, all the setups, but it seemed that the preparation for some of the gunfights has been definitely lacking. AVG was the one that worked out pretty well, but it was off the back of Arnie having a fantastic setup for some of the peaks. But right now, PB needs to bail out as quickly as possible. He's may already been drawn out. Information was there. As soon as he bails, he should still be able to leave a lingering kind of feeling that he might be roaming around, seeing as the UQ meme team has been actually quite proficient at some of their roam game.
And once again, that C4 from below, so far it's worked out great. Webbright actually choosing not quite to pull it out just quite yet, but it will be a bit of an entry from this master bedroom side. So each time entering from the opposite side of the building and then pushing in. So far, it's worked very well for them. Of course, Platinum able to take the last 2 attack rounds, both on trophy stat. So definitely, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's working out very well for them. And this switch from the Nomad onto the Gridlock might actually be part of the reason why they've been able to bring a lot more utility. They've been able to bring, the Gon 6 and also, smoke grenades and burn up some of the time it takes to perform these flanks with those Gridlock tracks. So definitely going very well for Platinum, but it's very, very shaky, very, very thin line between success and failure here, and they need to be careful not to cross it.
Yeah, 100%. This is a very good way to really put it. A very fine line here between the success and failure. Which, look, both teams so far have been relatively successful with some of the performance. PB once again getting droned out, left with barely really any safe room to play around, which could be an issue. Frag Grenade will be claiming the life of Woodsy, and oh boy, oh lordy, there's the breach about to happen into the safe as well, and no way to really deny it. Valkyrie of Sogs will try to really play around that breach, try to maybe deny some early pushes, and maybe even get a flank, but Jumpstream is holding a very safe angle in the 90 hallway, just waiting for that swing to happen. And right now, Oreo actually on 14 kills for himself. Tresp actually finds another one onto Webrar. It's all slowly falling apart, but oh, Sogs barely on any HP. A quick swing by Jumpstream will be ending his run, but right now playing a very careful game. PB2 to find a shot as another gunfight erupts. Sogs still threshing, even with barely any HP, and with 17 seconds remaining, this could actually be still workable. Platinum struggling to find an opening, struggling to find a peak and shots, and Jumpstream actually finally claims Sogs. There's another one falling down. There's the diffuser dropped. It's all down to Sporter. The man is about to fall, and he does. PB2 keeps his position working and keeps his team intact.
Wow, I was so worried there for UQU. I definitely thought this was Monash's round to win. They had all the tools, they had all the positions, they were winning the gunfights too, but unfortunately it just came down to that last few moments. And we have mentioned this trend. If it comes down to time and running out of time, Platinum really suffers there. They're just not able to get that last minute execute, and when they're forced to rush into things like they were at the end, they make mistakes, and mistakes is where UQ really is able to exploit that and take those wins. So definitely well played from UQU. An uphill battle, but they managed to get to the top of that mountain and bring it back 5-5 now. So even on both sides, Platinum for the first time taking a round advantage, but unfortunately losing it straight away.
Yeah, they weren't able to regain anything. Well, still, a solid clapback, I suppose, from UQ meme team. They were able to equalize it back into a 5-5 scoreline. What looked like we could have been seeing a match point from Platinum, they got that stuff yoinked away from them very quickly and very swiftly. So, quite possibly, maybe the meme team will be able to respond with their own 2-round streak to push themselves onto match point and be the ones to first enter the possibility of winning out this match point, or rather this whole series in map 3. And well, for Platinum, this could mean quite a soul-crushing experience, although everything is still yet to be in play here, I gotta say.
Yeah, earlier we did mention that it seemed like on UQU's team that it was 1 or 2 players, namely Sogs and Woodsy, who were carrying things through. But I have to say I've changed my mind on that. What we just saw, that every player is capable of clutching up and winning those clutch moments. Every player is capable of taking those gunfights and beating great odds and still coming out on top of that. PB2 definitely the man of the hour there, able to take out so many players from the study side. So it will allow them to move over to that first floor kitchen dining site, which of course was Platinum's favorite site. They were great on it on defense, but how will they stack up to it? when it comes to attacking it now.
Yeah, that would definitely be the question here, the main one, seeming as it is looking to be a bit more of a tertiary side here for UQ's meme team. See what they can bring around here. Definitely Platinum looking to be a little bit hesitant on making the entry into the building, seeing as previously they've been quite severely punished from a few of the occasions. And there we go, straight off the bat, Arnie is already early contestant on the red stairs, which will be forcing actually Oreo to fall back. But oh, Sporter toying around the very dangerous peak hole, and well, does get rewarded with some pellets in his foot, which will be putting him down just under half HP, about 40 health points. Booney to try to maybe find an opening, but right now this relatively spread out hold by uQuWu could possibly be the play, kind of giving Platinum a taste of their own medicine, and for a good reason here, seeing as Platinum seeming to be quite struggling to find their engagements here.
Yeah, despite all this vertical presence here, they haven't actually been able to do any damage. In fact, they've taken a bit of it in return. These UQU players are definitely holding very good spots, and in fact, Webra will make another Sporter able to take one back, and a second from Oreo makes it 3v4, but that's a long time coming. 30 seconds roughly left on the clock, and they still have to get onto the site. Wall's being opened now, and looks like this Thermite will be starting to set up for a push now, and a plant in dining, but there's a flanker on red stairs, and there's still lots of defenders to be dealing with here. Big Dolphin, sorry, not Big Dolphin, what am I saying? Big Arnie will be on this flank looking to deny, but PB2 takes out Booney, and that's a fuser drop. 3v3, 10 seconds left on the clock. Sog's going for I'm not sure where that's going, but Big Arnie able to take out the player upstairs. PB2 falls, but that's diffuser going down now. It's all up to Oreo to hold this off. He does catch one. It's a triple kill for Oreo. 1v2 now as Arnie upstairs by himself. He managed to make it up there, but can he make it back down? And no, he can't, as the Sophia takes him down. Attackers, once again from Platinum, take a round advantage on match point.
Perfect play there by Platinum, being able to take very swift control of the site and just completely just collapse right onto it, not allow a whole lot of plays. A slight misplay there, I would say, from Sogs, seeing as he tried to maybe hold his fire, but unfortunately couldn't find the shot onto Oreo, who was just absolutely ripping through the opposition. Oreo is absolutely cracked, yeah, I can confirm by production as well. And dining room and kitchen possibly could be the final round here. Platinum showed us before that they are very able to take those 2-round streaks, and this is where they need that final round. This is what a single round separates them from that win, from the very long series so far in the best of 3 to push themselves into semi-finals.
Well, they've shown they can defend kitchen dining, but they can definitely also attack it. I was a little bit worried at the start there. They had a lot of vertical control, but not able to get those picks. But that quickly changed, able to get the crucial frags they needed to start working on the site. And of course, great flank there from Oreo right at the, not Oreo, Arnie right at the end there, able to take out that vertical presence. But I guess it kind of works both ways. They discovered that vertical presence doesn't always get you the kills, and Arnie unfortunately found that out the hard way too. Not able to get those last picks as he was forced to drop. So it will be match point now as we go once again onto kitchen dining. I think they're very confident they have to win this. They know they can win this. And so they're choosing to go onto the same site once again. And looks like it's going to be a similar attack once again, pushing on from this study side as a horizontal and then a vertical push.
Yeah, Platinum so far seem to have nailed the formula here with their pushes, and PB tries to still go for a few of those very aggressive plays, a very aggressive roam, some cheeky peek holes, but at every step so far, he's been able to just completely just lose out his position. He's been droned out and now pre-fired through the wall. Arnie, though, manages to find revenge onto jump stream, so that's the Sophia out of the equation. That's one of the main aggressors there for Platinum, although I say aggressors. Oreo already sitting on double digits for quite a long time, and I'm pretty sure he's already creeping in towards that 20 bomb as well, which could be absolutely sensational here for Platinum. Okay. So, yeah, look, This is definitely looking quite good. Yeah, 18 frags so far. Oh, bit of a misplaced shot. There's C4 from below by Weber to be pre-placed. Could possibly be the play, but Arnie is stuck in a bit of a difficult situation. Barely any HP. About to get pincered from 2 positions. There we go. Although does claim that shot. That's the double kill sorted out. Could it be the 3rd one, though? Sporter definitely looking to find some form of revenge here because uQuWu, if they do manage to emphasize off yet another mistake that Platinum do bring on board, they could most certainly push this into overtime.
And now it's looking like a much slower take compared to what we saw previously. Platinum just don't have that much map control. Compared to what they were doing before at this time, they were working those verticals, but not anymore. So I'm a little bit worried for them. It is 3v3, having said that, and they are great at winning those gunfights. So they are starting to set up for this attack as they finally clear out this top floor now. The remaining players are actually close, but there is still one player upstairs in the bathroom. And he may catch them off guard. It looks like the attackers are quite spread out, and this could actually be to their detriment here. Could be being picked off unknowingly.
Yeah, Solg is about to make a makeshift hole from above. Will try to assist with the vertical hold into the laundry, but nobody's even actually planning to go through there, which could be an issue. Pre-fire comes around. No, Woodsy actually comes out successful with that. 20 seconds remaining. 2v3 could possibly be the play, although Sporter claims the kill into Weber. There's a disable on the Rooney gate. The pre-fires are there. Sogs is disconnected from Woodsy. A single kill into Woodsy would pretty much be the claim of the side. But right now, a peek. No, gone 6. Why? The Sogs finds the swing. Woodsy claims the frag. We are going into overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
And that is the first time I've seen the Gon 6 used as a sidearm, and the first time I've seen it backfire on someone so dramatically. Match point. 10 seconds left on the clock. You need that kill. And he pulls out the Gon 6. I don't think he even had any ammo in it. He couldn't even do 10 damage with the Gon 6.
I think it was just more so of a reflex there, maybe.
Yeah, look, that was just unfortunate there. And that's a real feels bad moment, if that's one way to put it, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Look, all things considered, this is still workable for both teams, although the overtime is probably the last thing that they would have really wanted here. Platinum, oh so close yet so far away from that sweet, sweet victory for themselves. But yeah, look, AVG for uQuWu to continue on the defense. They get to keep their momentum at the very least, but momentum so far been kind of poke around, die to the roam clear, and then try your very best to just play as hard of an anchor play as possible. I mean, you look at some of the score lines, not too good here. KD's definitely tanking here for all the players of the meme team, whereas Platinum, look, so far, I mean, similar thing could be said. Sporter not feeling too good here. Same goes for Booney, the man who was an absolute legend during some of the rounds in map number 1 and 2. Jumpstream, Tresp, and Oreo feeling quite confident here in their score lines. Definitely one way to really stat pad yourselves, even just for the sake of just the stats.
Wow, 4 players actually pushing in from this master side. It looks like a very heavy master take with 1 player on these repels as well to cut off some of these rotates. So once again, going for this second floor opposite side of the map push that so far has worked out very well for them. PB, however, will be looking to contest this early. Last time his aggression was rewarded with a headshot of himself, so hopefully this time it goes better. Only 2 players, in fact, on this roam, so looking at challenge early on, which may prove to be the clincher here. Platinum has enjoyed playing that early aggression, so this might actually work out for uQuWu. Doesn't quite land the shots and is forced to retreat as he knows as a player now. PB2, however, will flank up, doesn't quite get anything either, and it's just dancing around this site now as both teams looking not to back down.
Yeah, it's a dance of death, it seems, from both teams, trying to find some frags early on. Very aggressive push by Sporter, but Sogs already has the angle. Right now, swing comes out. It's the P10 Roni that comes out successful and victorious out here. Another drone. BB's position has been droned out. Oreo taking quite some damage, but so is Sogs, and it's definitely looking a little bit unfortunate, but the C4 does fly in. That's a perfect triple pointer there. Oreo does go down. Jump stream picking up Sogs. About to go in for a swing. That's its second one. Easy clear out of the statue in the Astros, so full control now of that position, but they still yet to get it even remotely close to the actual site where the main contestant is still going to be 3v3 in a matter of 1 minute and 20 remaining. Could still very much go either way, seeing as the health pool even is relatively similar here.
Definitely seeing a lot of renewed energy here. UQU choosing suddenly to play very much more aggressively, and they were rewarded with 2 kills, one onto Spudoom and one onto Oreo on that gridlock as well. So a little bit of flank watch has been denied, but I don't think that UQU will be going for this flank anymore. They are a little bit trapped here, but Woodsy will be going for a C4. It goes out, doesn't quite connect, so that's a little more utility off the board here. 3 players on both sides, jump stream, a little bit of damage taken, so the health pool advantage is in UQU, but not by much. So, as you said, could go either way, and now we're just waiting for this to execute with 30 seconds left on the clock.
Indeed. A single mistake will be pretty much the end of the round. Tresp actually going for a completely different side push and could be the key to winning out, although being this passive is not the play here right now, my friend. The push needs to happen. Weber is going to fall back and try to play with the Echo Drone. There's the push already. Jumpstream is the one leading the charge here. Another swing, another peek. The plant attempt is going to be there. The Echo Drone should be coming around, and it's able to actually deny potentially the plant. Can't see it. The drone, and oh, unfortunate timing there. Weber just took his time with that push, and now the tick will be talking against the defense.
Oh, nice flick there. As Jumpstream almost able to land that shot. He knows his position now, but there's still 3v3 actually. The advantage is not now given to well, never mind. Shots going out back and forth now, and it's actually even going for this defuse now. But Booney loses his life. It's just Tresp by himself. Arnie as well. 1v1 now, and he's waiting for that defuse, baiting it out. Don't you know, pros never fake. Grenade goes out. He has to fall back now, and he's going to just be baiting it. But oh no, it's the Rudy gate. He can't get in, but he can see the angle. And Tresp on the attack. Platinum finally, once again, match point. That's the 3rd match point they've been on. Will it be 3rd time the charm here, and will they finally win out this match?
Well, match point, series point, as a matter of fact, as well. Platinum definitely managing to play their cards very well, play for time, even after the plant did go down. And look, gotta give it to Tresp. He actually was able to pull out quite a few of those rounds in his team's favor quite successfully, and able to swing the momentum as well. Played his cards very well, didn't go for an aggressive swing, played with his utility. Even after the Renegade was activated, he knew for a fact that there was not enough time for that defuse. Perfectly timed. One more chance at the win here. For University of Queensland, this is definitely looking much, much more desperate. No more chances, no more attempts at just playing around with their prey like they did during some of the previous matchups, or rather previous maps. And now this is all or nothing. Of course, if they do lose, they still get a chance to go through the loser bracket, but even then, that is a bit of a bitter feeling, seeing as they've went for such a close, such a hard-fought game in the quarterfinals, only to be demoted at the last map.
And once again, we see Platinum choosing to go onto their favorite site. This is the most times I think I've ever seen kitchen dining being played here. They're banking on this horizontal push, this horizontal hold. Sorry, they've shown it a lot of times, and whether UQU will be able to adapt to it is going to hold the key here. But it will be PB pushing out rapidly, but he loses his life. Jumpstream predicting that perfectly, and that's 1 down already. Jumpstream, however, taken low, but he gets a second one. That's not going good. This aggression from UQU might not work, but they're already up into Attic, looking to get entry into the site quick. That's 3 players against 4. Smoke now stalling this out now. Big Arnie, he's going for that rotate as well, and Redwire starting to drone in now, looking for a rapid attack as well. Gets 1. It's a 3v3 now. Once again, changing up the pace. This is incredible. Back and forth, and no one can predict what's going to happen next.
This is exactly what UQ meme team needed to do from the get-go. Get extra aggressive, get in the faces of their opponents, even whilst losing some of the numbers. Of course, they were able to equalize that already 3v3, like you said. With a minute 50 to go, Weber could actually go in for the swing, goes in, peeks in. He's currently in a bicycle storage, a little bit disconnected from the rest of his team, but right now they are busy to try to hunt down Booney, and Booney could actually throw that much-needed spanner in the works of the attack of uQuWu right now, seeing as 2 players are currently dedicated to trying to hunt him down to take him out, but Big Dog on, able to find the shot onto Booney. So up next is Tresp and Sporter. Both of them were able to bring out some of the better rounds for their team and able to clutch it out. And we've seen plenty of times. There we go. Swing of the momentum, 2v2. Still, though, quite a fair bit of time. So if uQuWu do want to rendezvous together, they might just be able to do that. But Weber decides for the better of it and decides to go in for the swing. Crossfire is there, but right now the entry by Big Dog on could be possibly the play here. Tresp playing a very passive play. This could be all or nothing. Another swing. The stun grenade is there. Does reveal the position of at least one of the defenders. Tresp needs to time the peak as well, but right now Weber is keeping his eye out. Arnie finding that shot onto Sporter. And right now it's all down to Tresp. Swing from Arnie could be all that was needed. There's a long angle, but the SMG-11 a little bit too hard to control with this much recoil over this much range. And there we go. Arnie finding yet another one. My lord, such a close game. We are down to the final full regulation, even in overtime, between these 2 teams.
A single round separates both these teams in terms of score, in terms of victory. Whoever wins this match. There is no second try, there is no do-over, there is no rounds side swap, there's no round switch. It is it. This is it. 8-7. You know, when we said this was close, this is what we were expecting. 7-5, 8-7. This is the type of game we really look forward to. And 7-7 here, it could just come down to who gets that first pick. So many times we've seen that first pick being a huge factor in the play here. And so, you know, who will win this out? It's anyone's game. Second floor Aviator games now. In fact, it will be the standard site. No more kitchen dining. It looks like we will be going back to the old ways. And once again, a match to behold.
Yeah, it appears that we might actually be seeing multiple overtimes as well until one of the teams will be able to find themselves that 2-round lead. But regardless of that, look, definitely this is down to the wire, really, between the 2 teams. Both of them shown some amazing performance, but neither of them was able to really ramp up any kind of momentum, really. Both able to trade back and forth. I mean, we've seen all the draws really here possible. The 1-1, 2-2s, 3-3s, and so forth till, well, now a 7-7. And definitely still very unsure. At this point, I would imagine the question of the fatigue as well could be kicking in between the 2 teams, even for the poor man Jumpstream, who was brought on board just to jump into for map 3, but already managed to pay quite the amount of dividends here. So wouldn't certainly put it past the fact that he might be the deciding factor here.
Yeah, and talking about fatigue, I'm definitely tired as well. That's 3 games in a row. So come on, guys, wrap it up. I gotta go, man. Let's get this. Let's get this done. But of course, won't be complaining if we see a little bit more of Siege here, as we see once again it's a very standard push from Platinum. Once again, going from this master side, they are quite fond of these standard pushes on Villa. So interesting that they can play both unconventional and very conventional standard strategies as well. So definitely wide versatility here to be working with.
Of course, yeah. Quite a fair bit of versatility here to work with for both of the teams, as a matter of fact. We do see quite an extended roam from some of the players on the side of UQ. That is going to be Woodsy on the Malusi as well as Sogs on the mute. But they are going to be defaulting back to the site. No more roam, back to a bit more of an anchor play, and for the right reasons as well. I mean, we've seen that very similar outcome on the clubhouse as well. The moment they went down for like a hunker down position, they were able to do quite some work. So quite possibly this here is going to be the play. Not the swing and the peak. That's just to get rid of some of the utility. Frag grenade does come around. Tresp is there. Oh, but taking quite some damage through the drone hole, and PB is able to punish him severely. That is a huge amount of utility now gone, as well as that the frag grenades, the only set of frag grenades, as a matter of fact, out of the equation now.
And what's more, that wall is now going to be staying close, and Sox gets a second. That C4 makes it a 5v3. There's a lot of focus here on this particular wall, and everyone's fighting for it. But so much damage has been done to Platinum now. They're 2 people down. They don't have the man advantage, and that wall is definitely staying close. If they're going to have to make a play, it's going to have to be now, because time is ticking down as well, and as we know, that does not bode well for Platinum. Some utility coming out now, looking for this bar side push, looking for a peek in the bar, and 2 players here stacked up. Smoke as well. The grenade actually gets caught, and now it's a close hold as well. Woodsy going in close, 20 seconds left on the clock, 5v2, double kill from PB. That's diffuser dropped as well. He gets the diffuser back, but he's holding a close angle, taken out by a cross, and it's 5v1. Sporter is all up to you. 4v1, he's the only player left on the board. 12 seconds, smoke grenades, and Malusi. He has to make this work, but a prone peak doesn't quite work on him. He managed to get 1, but not the second, and that's a goo mine to take him out. Of all things, a goo mine to end the round. End the match in favor of UQU.
There we go. After a grueling back and forth map 3, Villa does go into the hands of UQ meme team. PB2 being the MVP of this matchup, but what a phenomenal match we've got to witness. I mean, 4 players of uQuWu on the double digits, 3 players from Platinum as well, 18, 14, and 13 respectively for them. Props, kudos to both teams for giving us such a phenomenal matchup, such a phenomenal gameplay, and such a close set of series.
It was a slugfest. That's the only way to describe it. That was a slugfest, back and forth. That last game, no one was ever more than one round ahead. It was always 1 round, catch up, 1 round, and catch up. It was just great siege that we saw there, and definitely some great team play, great gunfights, great skill overall from both UQU and Monash Platinum. Monash Platinum will unfortunately be dropping to the losers bracket, but of course there is Monash Onyx to back them up as well. There is a second team who apparently is the A team, stronger than Monash Platinum. So if that was Platinum, what's Onyx? Guess we'll find out soon.
Yeah, look, only one way to find out, and that is to keep tuning into our streams both on Facebook and Twitch. So look, honestly, if this is just the beginning, if this is just a taster of what is there to come for the rest of the playoffs, I am very much excited to see what is going to be the rest. And once again, a huge thank you to all of our sponsors, that is AOC, Chatime, Indomie, and Rig as well. Huge thanks to AEL as well for organizing it all. Thanks to our wonderful production team as well as the observers, that is Jen and Nuttery for tonight. Thank you as well, Spud, for joining me today on the casting desk today as well. And look, grats once again to University of Queensland for grabbing that dub, although quite a bit of a shakier one. Plenty of VOD material is there for the other teams as well to study, but from us, pardon? I'm just getting a message from the production. But regardless of that, look, once again, do make sure to tune in, stay tuned, follow us on all the channels, both on Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. So with that said, from us, that is it. Thank you very much. See you later. Take it easy.
Bye.